Analog girl with digital buttons. Analog girl in a plastic shell. Analog girl with silicon graphics. So real you can have them. So real you can't doubt them. With havoc. Come to purgatory with me. From purgatory for me. Come to purgatory. Sorry for me. Little girl with analog feelings. Human girl in a plastic shell. I'd follow you to havoc.
Hello,
Hey,
I'm Andrew Allenson.
I'm Brian Allenson.
We are the developers of Y2K, Postmodern RPG, colloquially known as YIIK. We're excited to show you what we've been working on. Our COVID project has been to update Y2K and improve it in ways that were meaningful. So today we want to show you a little bit of what we've done. It's not quite ready to come out yet. I know there were some people who were hoping that we were going to surprise drop it today. We need a little bit more time, but I think you'll...
I think you're going to like what you'll see.
Yeah. And if everyone could just confirm that we have an okay volume here, if you can hear us and we sound okay, because we've never streamed anything before, so we're kind of...
Volume's good.
Cool. Okay, so I think we're going to just jump into it. We're going to play some Y2K Intravenous.
Let's do it.
So here, this is our work in progress title screen. It's not necessarily the title screen that we're going to use.
I am growing fond of it.
Yeah, me too. It was just a placeholder, but now it kind of has a... yeah, okay, so that's a great comment. It's IV, not for... Yeah, it's Y2K I.V for intravenous. So Y2K intravenous, but it also stands for 1.5 because it's an update to the game and also half a sequel.
You say to me, I am a April 4th, 1999, I arrived home from school. I just graduated. It took a few semesters longer than I originally planned, but I was proud to be done. I had no idea what adult life held for me, but I was optimistic.
Okay, so before we move on, we're going to bring in some other people to commentate with us. So if you would just hold on for 1 second, we're going to pull some other people in on Discord. Give me 1 sec.
Brendan. Hello, hello. Whoa.
Hello.
Okay, so everyone who's in here, if you would just mute yourself,
Okay.
and then we'll bring more people in as we go along, because there's a ton of people in this chat. So we'll just slowly bring people in. We'll maybe like every few minutes we'll throw someone new in, so we're not talking over each other. Okay, we're going back to the gameplay, but let's start with Robin, Hellcry, and Chandrastan. Chandrastan is Brian and I's very close friend who I won't dox.
Hey everyone.
Thank you.
Hello.
All right.
Okay, so one thing that we're going to show off right away is Alex can now run, and he's much faster than he was before.
Yeah, this is much better. Oh, we're back. Ah, the classic letter.
Alex, dear son of mine, please see if you can muster up the energy to walk into town and pick up some groceries. I've included a list below.
Not even home 5 minutes and she's already barking orders at me.
So you've got these new scenes with Alex talking into a microphone.
Yeah, we wanted to improve the presentation of the monologue sections because we knew that that was a place that was losing people's interest in the game, so we've found a way to make it more visually engaging.
The needle of the record player has dropped. The sound of the world without yours will change the nature of all realities, both yours and mine.
What?
The needle of the record player has dropped. Can't you hear the music? It's everywhere.
That phone call was surely one of the strangest I've ever received. And no, I couldn't hear the music. A few hundred yards outside of town, I came to a junction. Mulling over the strangeness of being back home, I stopped to notice a forest I'd never explored. It was dark, but somehow attractive. I made a mental note to explore it later, and took a step towards town when I heard a meow near my feet. I pictured what it would be like to be the owner, and I imagined describing him to a friend. Lonely? Nah, I don't get too lonely. Besides my mom, there's only a cat, an old cat, but a good friend to talk to. My fictional friend would reply, "You talk things over, do you?" I'd nod. Uh-huh. Been together a long time, so we can read each other's moods. I understand what makes the cat tick. The cat knows what makes me tick. Of course, I didn't know this cat at all. We never met. He was a funny-looking cat, with a funny resting face and a Salvador Dali mustache. I couldn't imagine picking out this cat to bring home from a store. I leaned down to pet him, without entirely knowing if cats like to be pet at all. His coarse hair ran through my fingers as he purred. Clearly he liked me. That was a good sign. Alex Eagleston, college graduate, friend of small animals.
Hey! Give them back to me!
Okay, so we don't have the voice acting in entirely, so the new sequences that we're showing that have new dialogue will be unvoiced. I might try and read them. I'm not a voice actor, so I'll do my best.
Sounds good.
You're doomed. May you never fathom who you are. A dreamer, a sinner, a saint. No, none of those. A gamer. You like games, don't you, hun? Let me teach you one only the experienced girls know about. It's the dark game, the mother of your dreams and the father of your failures. Only thing is... it's kind of dangerous to do it raw. Intravenous style. Blood on blood. Don't worry, I'll be gentle.
Ah, yes, the timeline tutorial. Good job, by the way.
Thank you. So this is the new battle system. When the dark game begins, each actor will start in the wait zone of the timeline. When an actor reaches the middle zone, they must select a command. The actor will then proceed to the act zone. When an actor reaches the end zone, the selected action is performed, and then they will return to the wait zone. Each action has a different wait and act speed. See this heart? This is all that stands between you and your unprotected life. This heart is called a carta. If your if the HP value on the carta drops to 0, you'll begin to bleed. I'll explain bleed and life in a moment. For now, select attack and destroy your enemy. You're a natural. But the enemy life was protected by its carta, just like you. You can tell by the 3 stones blocking the enemy that they have 3 carta. You'll need to break all 3 to attack their life. You're going to bleed to death. The life bar will drain when an actor is performing any action. When it hits 0, you will die. When all the party members are dead, it's game over. Oh no, you didn't last very long, did you? Don't worry, happens to a lot of first-timers. Let's try again, if you're up for it. This time it'll be easier. Since you were eager, I'll lend you some toys to help. Select the carta and use its special ability. Karta have a field and use.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, so. Oh well. Field skills are in effect while the Karta lives. When you use a Karta, it breaks for the encounter. Broken Karta are no longer protecting you. Knowing when to use a Karta and when to keep it defending you will come from experience. Next, I'll show you how to use skills. When a Karta has the Karta has lowered the enemy's speed, you should be able to overtake them now. Reminder, Karta protect your life. If you get hit with no Karta, you will enter a bleed state. Outlast the enemy to win.
Shit, we're gonna throw it down? Nah, I'm gonna kick your shit in, boy. Don't even test
Check
it.
out my sick.
For me.
Yup. Yup. Yup.
You can read all that when you really play it.
Try to win this one, but most beginners can, so don't feel too bad if you don't. Just remember what I taught you. Good luck. Alright, let's try our best.
Some people might remember this character from the original tutorial that didn't end up in the final version of the game.
That's right, he's a little smaller now.
Yeah. Oh no, he's summoned enemies.
Alright, that's just cheating.
For me.
Yeah, there is a reward for winning this fight, but we'll keep that as a secret. So, what did you think? Was it everything you hoped it would be? Many people long to play the dark game and build it up in their minds. The fantasy they create usually eclipses what the game is. But like all good games, it scales with time.
Yo, shout out to Frail Dog.
The more you do it, the more partners you have, the more you'll get the nuance of combat. I'll leave you here to gain some experience.
You frontin', bruh? Trying to
chase the
step up?
pussycat.
Trying to take my crown? Nah, I'm not about that. No way.
Your future partners will be appreciative.
Let's go find that cat.
I'll say some people in the chat have already pointed out there's so much things that you can do with this new system, and different ways the characters can be designed and different ways enemies can interact with compared to the old one.
Yeah, absolutely. We wanted to make sure that every character now had like their own proper battle role, that everyone's abilities were unique, so we created a new system that would allow us to have a lot of options. Okay, now we're going to show off the loading time getting into battle, because it probably wasn't clear before.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a big change.
Robin, you're a little soft.
Oh, am I?
So what do you think? Is that better?
It's a little better.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit better.
For me.
No one's voice actor has changed, correct.
You know, I think that loading screen might have been too long. You might have to show another one off.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, in case it wasn't clear, there is no loading.
So there will also be options, like if you have like sensory problems where like the battle mode seems too colorful or it has too much movement for you, you can reduce some of that in the options. So we have some accessibility options there.
That's right. We're also gonna have that streamer mode.
Oh yeah. we'll talk about the streamer mode later.
Oh yes.
Just say I really love the design of this whole area.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
It's a big challenge to enter a window nowadays. It used to be so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten a little trippier.
I stepped into the elevator, expecting to find the cat. I scanned the dark floor and found nothing. I sighed as the elevator began to shake, vibrating with motion. The elevator came to a smooth but unexpected stop. I cringed with anxiety as the lights flickered. Please don't die. Please don't die. I pleaded with the mechanical gods to keep the power on. My prayers weren't
actually
answered.
vibrates with motion in this scene.
Damn it!
Yeah.
Power's out. I need to find the stairs or a fuse box.
Money.
Plead for me.
So I've noticed a lot of the music in these areas are a bit different.
Yeah, I wrote a lot of new music for the game. A lot of stuff that I felt was more appropriate for the locations. All the old music is still in the game. It's just a little recontextualized.
And all the new songs are still in that classic YIIK style. They all sound like they fit.
Yeah, like I wanted to make sure that it was like an evolution of what I was trying to do back in 2015 when I started the soundtrack, and you know, use everything I learned since then.
For me.
It worked.
Yeah, I think you definitely did a good job with the new songs.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
No problem.
I just ignore keep out signs.
Hey, who's there? Don't come any closer. I'm armed.
Relax and quiet down. It's me, Panda.
Panda? Why are you here?
I came here to help you. I'm always there for you when you need me.
Yeah, so the I see people are talking
that's
about the
good to hear.
battle camera still
What
being
sort
too
of help
fast.
did you
Yeah,
have in
but
mind?
as I was saying before, there's going to be options to
My primary use is as a
make it
barrier.
less intense visually.
That's right.
Like
It's
I'll-
very configurable.
Yeah, there's going to be like an option for like a locked camera. You'll be able to subdue the background colors. You'll be able to key the background colors out like in a stream so you can make yourself in the background. So like you can use it as like a green screen for streaming the game. There's going to be a
My
lot of
metal
options.
shield makes me very heavy, so you can use me to hold down
But this is
switches
kind
and
of
to clear
what we
small
want it to
gaps
look
by
like. So
stepping
you're
on my
seeing
head.
what we think it should be, but then you'll be able to customize it yourself.
That's right.
You can press to summon me. Remember to press again to call me back. Also remember that some weighted switches will have reverse effects if you take me off.
So, press the summon you and press it again to take you back? I think I get it.
I hope so, Alex. It's rather straightforward. However, since you were a liberal arts major, want me to explain this entire
Please
thing
explain
again?
this to me again.
I think no.
Yeah, I think no. This room has changed.
Oh yeah. There's some differences. Let's see if there's any. I'm sure we'll need that later.
bed bugs, Alex. Thought you wanted some friends.
I got surprised today.
Bleed for me. Bleed for me. Bleed for me.
Vampire Man says bleed for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I see somebody talking about the bleed for me voice line. I know you said you want to have some new battle lines read.
Yeah, we just haven't finished the audio yet. There's going to be, we're going to improve that. Like, it's kind of funny because it's become a bit of a meme among the testers. But we're going to have other takes for it when we finish the voice acting. And I see someone else asking if we're going to have new enemies. Yes, there are a lot of new enemies.
That's right.
And, the items and stuff are all a little bit more meaningful. Everyone's battle role is way more meaningful. It's completely reimagined from the ground up. And of course, if you're a masochist and you want to play the old battle mode, you can still turn it on and play it. But you'll have to, it's not rebalanced or anything. We're only supporting this balance going forward.
Yeah, this is the way you're gonna want to play it.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah, this is the new menu. We have an auto heal, so it'll automatically use like the most efficient items to heal your party. You can configure your Carta.
Yeah, you change your equipment, view your
Yeah,
stats.
you can view your character, and the weapons change inside. In like if you have a different record equipped, you'll see it in Alex's hand.
Yeah, I don't think I have one.
Yeah.
I love that touch.
Yeah, always being able to see equipment is always good. Yeah, visually distinct weapons. Each character is probably going to have like since like the way the game's formed is a little odd. Everyone's it's only going to be about like 5 weapons for each character, I think. But they're going to be like trade-offs to decide to use a weapon. So in one circumstance, you might want one that reduces your bleed, but also makes you faster, but has less attack. And so there's going to be reasons.
Yeah, like sometimes you might want to keep an old weapon around.
I don't know what made me do it, but I poked
Yeah, and
the
it's
giant
interesting.
eye.
This entire area looks quite a bit different from the.
Oh, yeah, it did get a bit of a makeover.
Yeah, a few locations in the game have had
The pyramid's tears seem to power the room.
a remake,
What the hell is
or
going on
at least some more makeup.
I know somebody asked about Steam Deck compatibility, and we have a beta tester in here who's been playing on his Steam Deck, and it seems to work pretty well.
Yeah, so far it looks like Steam Deck it runs well on Steam Deck.
Yeah, we'll have to look into seeing if there's like button mapping and stuff you can do with that.
Oh, this room's different.
Oh yeah.
A security camera?
A surveillance camera.
I really love that camera in the corner, by the way. I think it just adds to the whole thing.
Thank you. That was in a dream I had, and I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we actually did that?
Reminds me of the old days of hanging out in the living room, people watching TV, and then me playing a video game in the picture-in-picture mode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad someone had used that feature.
Who's there? Dolly, is that you? Great, another person.
Hey, I can leave if you like.
No, please stay. I've been pretty lonely here.
Where is here, anyway?
I was hoping you'd know. I've been lost down here forever.
Did you come through the elevator too?
Elevator? I don't know what that is.
Then, where did you come from? I asked, thinking it sounded nicer than, who the hell doesn't know what an elevator is?
I came from here. Is there anywhere else? Anyway, I've been looking for my cat, Dolly. Have you seen her?
So the stupid thing was a girl? I just assumed it was a boy cat, seeing as how it had a spindly mustache. Although, now that I reflected on it, facial hair was not exclusive to male animals or male humans for that matter. Is that the cat who looks like Salvador Dali?
I don't know who that is. My cat just looks like Dolly herself, not another cat named Salvador.
She didn't know elevators. I doubted she'd know her 20th century Spanish Catalan surrealist painters all that well either. I said, right, I saw a cat earlier. He had a funny mustache and crazy eyes. Naturally, my description of her beloved feline was offensive to her. Clearly, this was a woman projecting a rather strong personality onto this cat. She took a deep breath and said quickly,
My cat has a beautiful mustache and perfect eyes. I can't imagine we're talking about the same cat.
I told her I wouldn't mind helping her find her cat. I told her we should move quickly and get out of this dank basement. I waited for a moment as she processed what I said. She was a very difficult girl to read, especially without being able to see her face. I could tell something was wrong. She really projected her opinions and feelings into the room, even without saying them. What's wrong? I don't have to help. I just thought you could use an extra pair of cat hunting eyes.
It's not that. It's okay. Forget it.
Hey now, that's lame. You can tell me anything, no judgment here.
No judgment. Great lie. I like a good liar.
Hey, I'm serious. I didn't mean anything by that.
It's not you. That wasn't fair of me. It's just... the world has used me so unkindly, I fear it's made me suspicious of everyone. Okay. For now, I choose to trust you. But I reserve the right to decide you're just as evil as the rest of the world in the future.
Sounds like a fair deal. My name's Alex. Nice to meet you.
I'm Semi. But please call me Sammy. I don't know why I'm trusting you. I guess I always had a special spot for gingers.
Hey, careful with that word. That is our word.
What do you mean, our word? You're weird, Alex.
Sorry, lame joke. Let's just look for the cat.
That's exactly my face when I make a joke and people don't laugh. Really interesting how Sammy just invades his mind, his monologue sequence.
What could
there.
that possibly be saying? Whoa, crazy symbolism. I think we could probably bring, if anyone else wants to talk from the testing server, we could bring someone else in.
This sounds like a good idea. I think my mic is still pretty soft, and I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, it's hard to hear you. And someone was typing before, and that was coming through on the mic pretty hard.
Oh, he's a little different.
Oh yeah, that's changed a bit.
So it looks like we're gonna have Cheryl, Seppu, and Frail hop on now.
So
Cool. Welcome you all.
Hey.
Yo.
You are.
Hello?
You are.
Hello.
Hey,
How's it going?
I should probably tell you about Dolly.
Good, how are
Dolly
you?
is a tool, much like your stuffed
I'm
panda
doing
friend.
okay.
Use Dolly to fetch
I'm doing
items
pretty
and hit
good.
switches that are too far away for you to reach.
How
Dolly
many
is jealous, so don't
viewers
worry
do we
about
have
the
right now?
falling
I
down
can't
any
tell
gaps.
from
This will be
OBS.
useful, so make
We
sure
got
you
392.
Cool.
Wow.
Nice.
Big
Thank you
number.
all so much for joining.
Okay, so
Means a
shall we
lot
get
to
out of
us.
here?
We've been wanting to show this for ages, and it's been hard to not just spoil everything.
Sorry about my house.
luckily
I've been
we've
meaning to
held
get
back.
someone in here to fix the power, but who has the time for that? I get so busy that little things like that get away from me. But that's normal, isn't it? You get used to the flaws in your own home. It's always confusing for guests. Like my mother used to have everyone take their shoes
Are
off
keeping
in the
this
kitchen.
stuff under
Who
wraps
does
for
that?
over a year at
Oh
this
no,
point.
I've become my mother. Oh, one
For
last
real.
thing I should warn you about.
Yeah.
I've got
Now
a
everybody,
roommate. His name is
gets to
Wilhelm.
see.
Well, you'll see.
What did you say, Cheryl? I didn't hear you.
Oh, I said it's been hard keeping this under wraps for like a year because Andrew and Brian have shown me like so much cool stuff. But now everybody gets to see bits of it.
Well, thank you for not spoiling anything.
Yeah. So if anyone's curious, development on this began basically like a week after 1.25 came out. Like we had ideas for it, but like the actual development started right after 1.25 shipped. That's when we made it like our full-time job to work on it. We were working on contract work on other games, and then we finished that up, and we decided that we would go back to this and try and make the best version. And all this is a free update. So if you own the game, you're just gonna get this as a patch. And we've done a whole bunch of cutscenes throughout the game. We've done a bigger role for Claudia, Chandra, and Michael in the story. We've also included new characters who are part of like the overarching narrative, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it definitely ended up being a bigger update than I thought it would be.
Yeah, we kind of like, once we started it and we got a good workflow going for it, we realized we could push it further than what we had anticipated. So it's now like a remake and a sequel.
Yeah, speaking of characters, I couldn't help but notice that the profile picture on your guys' Twitter is updated to some orange-haired lady with popcorn.
Oh, that's right.
I have nothing to say about that.
I wonder who that could be.
Yeah, I don't know her. She's weird. I don't know.
Yeah. Robin, you are painfully soft. I'm sorry.
Ah, damn.
Just like try screaming, maybe. And Frail,
Yeah,
you're
let's-
extremely loud.
You know what? Let's get
Whoa,
everyone
my bad.
screaming. Let's make this a screaming thing.
No,
Scream.
no screaming necessary.
I lower now?
Yeah, you're good.
My settings.
Alright, let's see Panda.
I love all these new animations. So much effort has gone into invigorating the aesthetic.
Yeah, Brian has done an awesome job. Just
Well, thank you.
yeah, putting a ton of life into it. And this update, with the exception of like music, testing, and voice acting, it's just been a two-man team creating all this. So all of this has just been Brian and I, and so it's cool that it's resonating.
Yeah, our testers have been helping a lot as well.
Oh yeah, the testing has been invaluable. It's amazing.
Oh, we lost Alex.
Want to comment on how cool Panda looked?
Ryan, the Alex just got yeeted out of there. He's just gone. So, does this change how the battle deaths work?
Yeah. I'll talk more about that in a bit.
Whoa, what's all this?
Loves Anime says, I can't wait to see my beloved Rory. I can't wait for you to see your beloved Rory too.
Any Michaelers?
How do I sound now?
Sounds better.
Awesome.
Yeah, you sound better to me.
Cool.
For me.
So as I said before, you'll be able to choose like a stationary camera option for the battle if you're someone who gets motion sickness.
I think you just prefer that. There's a lot of customizability options to make it Okay, to do YIIK your way.
Yeah, if you're gonna get YIIK intravenous into your body, you should have some say over how it happens.
Yeah.
1.5 IV, like 19 drip, is that the...
Wait for me.
Sean's right. That's great.
Wait for me.
Ask your doctor if YIIK is right for you. Yeah.
Bell arm.
Connect to the digital.
Sure.
Might as well.
I was like connected.
Bomo says, if you kin Alex, I inherently distrust you. I feel like if you relate to Alex at all, the game is probably doing its job.
Who was that guy?
I'm like Alex.
Just a mysterious onlooker.
Wait for me.
Guy with a bird beak sitting in a tree. You just say he's a mysterious onlooker. I think this means that birds aren't real in the YIIK-iverse.
Correct. Birds are a conspiracy.
Cat scratch.
Hear the birds aren't real conspiracy?
Oh,
Not on the YIIK stream.
We're not talking about that now.
Wait for me.
Just like you in alternate reality.
Also, each dungeon has a different art style for the backdrops and different cameras that are camera angles are unique per dungeon.
Octo says, is the camera angles thing an all or none? I think if it was just your attack that had the camera angles, it wouldn't be too much. Do you have anything to say on that?
Well, that's a good idea. We'll take that under advisement.
I think it could be cool.
Peek into the blackened pond.
Yes. Yes, I think I will.
I don't know about that.
Bad Moon Rising says, is the new content all in the middle of the game? Or are the endings / endgame expanded on it?
I've got a roommate.
We'll talk about that
His
after
name
this
is
scene.
Wilhelm.
Well, this is the beginning.
You see, we never really got along because
Oh, whoa, I
I'm
haven't seen this yet.
non-confrontational, and he's obsessed with conflict and misery. It's not that we didn't have good times together, it's just... he's so macabre. Anyway, we've been growing apart for years, and I think it's time I have him evicted. Do you think you could help me with that before we leave? Hey, Wilhelm? There's something I've been meaning to talk to you about. Look, it's... Okay, deep breath. So, there's just no way around it. I'm going to have to kick you out.
Looks not happy about that.
Okay,
so now you have a new party member.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
What were you gonna say, Andrew?
Oh, I was gonna say, someone asked before if the new content was like in the middle of the game or at the end of the game. It's 100% spread throughout pretty consistently. Like there's a lot of new content, and it's not like there's like a part where you should start from to see all the new stuff. Like you should just play the game from the beginning, because there's a ton of new stuff all over the place. So like a bunch of cutscenes have been redone, a bunch of new things have been added here and there. So like as you can see, this is the first dungeon from the game, and you already have like a different party member in it, and you've seen new sequences that you didn't see in the original game.
New battles with new mechanics. All new, Y2K.
So with the
Postmodern
battles
RPG,
getting
I.V.
shorter now, or not shorter, but more snappy and quicker, what does this mean for the playtime of the game?
It's a lot. I mean, it's longer now. Like it's I think we've probably maybe we've added 8 to 10 hours of new content. I don't want to overpromise, so I think 8 additional hours is
No,
probably
I'd say
realistic.
That's probably accurate based on what I've played.
Oh no, we lost Alex.
Oh
I
no.
will say it's also noticeable in the short playtime. There's more encounters that you added in this area that kind of make up for the fact that it's so short compared.
Yeah, I mean, the average playtime for a battle is less than 90 seconds. Whereas before...
Unless you're doing a boss fight.
Yeah, I mean, but a boss that you expect to be longer.
Let's see if we can steal something from him. Oh, just a battery.
Oh.
Okay, well...
People are wondering if the update will be compatible with their current save files.
No. There's going to be some problems with that, and we're still working on how to correct that. And but there will be some problems with it. But we'll talk more about that in the future because there is a ton of new stuff, and trying to make it compatible is really difficult.
You also might get lost story-wise.
Yeah, you might have missed something.
Yeah.
It seems like all of these options in the UI has a different pose from the character. Do all the characters have different poses for these menus?
Different poses for what?
For the items and the skills, it seems like they have...
Yeah, they do.
Wow. That's a
Trying
lot
to
of
find my
extra
water
poses
bottle.
and detail.
Alex on Twitch says the growth piece seems to be. I don't think it's so much that it's harder, but it's much more well balanced now.
Well, it's more engaging. It's more of it requires more thought on the player's end. It's not just about successfully doing the mini games. There's a lot more strategizing.
Cat scratch.
Yeah, as far as the stream, I think that they'll be posting it to their YouTube later.
Yeah, we'll have the VOD on Twitch, but we're not partners or anything, so it'll only be up there for 15 days. So we'll put it up on YouTube probably tomorrow.
Yeah, I totally never mind.
Much better.
Someone asked if like the older versions of the game would be available in any form.
Yeah, so you can turn on the old battle mode, and you'll still have the new content. But if you want to play like 1.0 or something, like you could do it on the PC, but there's no way to support that on consoles.
Yeah, it's through like the Steam tab with the data and stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna just make like a separate branch where you can go back to like 1.25. Blessed are those who dry their feet of the blackened pond, for they will inherit the question of reality.
Gonna miss him.
Yeah.
My friends pointed out in a Discord server that everyone has 15 HP and Alex is just killing with 9. And yeah, that's good. I wonder if that means anything.
He is a beta male.
That's true.
I miss little Crowbert already.
People are asking if the physical release will come out after 1.5.
Yes. That's why it's not out yet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The definitive
I
version
am
of the
so
game.
happy we're
on
almost
the
out of
physical
here.
version.
This isn't really what I expected to be doing with my day.
Well, at least we found Ali. Imagine how much worse it would have been without her.
Right. So, where do you live? I'll walk you back home, or maybe I can borrow my mom's car and drive you if it's outside of Frankton.
What do you mean? This is my home. This is where I live.
What? You live in this shithole?
That's not very nice. I'd never call your house a crap hole because I have manners. Ever heard of them, Alex?
Sorry. It's just not every day I meet a girl who lives in an old factory.
I don't see it that way. I almost feel as if the factory lives with me. As if the factory, just like Dolly, is
So will I be able to play this update through my DRM free Humble copy? I would assume so.
Yeah.
The factory is part of you?
Wow, you're almost as dumb as you look. Of course the factory isn't part of me, that's just weird.
But do you actually live here?
Yeah, just me and Dolly. But usually Dolly is better about keeping me company, you know? He's always just running off to God knows where.
No, there's not going to be a Vita version. The Vita, you can't make games for it anymore. I'm sorry.
Reflected on her words.
No.
A mysterious girl who lived with her cat
The
in an
Wii
old
U
steel
version
mill.
isn't coming out either, right?
No Wii U version.
It was obvious to me that her words didn't contain.
We're just
we
two
should fast
people.
forward to the
We're
Super
literally just two
Nintendo.
people.
Something about her compelled me.
Dreamcast
Pieces of her
port
story
went.
started to fit together in my mind. Well, at least that's what I thought at the time. I can admit now that some pieces were pure fabrication on my part. In my head, her story went something like this. Sammy was homeless. A runaway woman who was trying to escape hard
Still
times.
getting the Nokia
Someone who
N-Gage
found
version.
refuge in her
No, I
cat.
don't think so. I don't
Maybe the only
think
thing
that ever
left
being
from her
planned.
previous life. Somehow
Maybe
this
you
felt
came
right
from an
inside
alternate
my head.
reality.
And still, I could tell I was missing something. Her clothes were clean. Her breath was fresh.
RE
Much more
VCS
energetic
version?
than any homeless girl I'd ever known.
Ouya version.
Known many. This seemed
We
like
could
what I
put
was
it on
missing
the
lay in her temperament.
television.
Ouya would work.
Is that your hobby?
Is what my hobby?
Staring off into space and screwing up your face as if to say, what's going on inside my head is really important, so just let me think.
3QTV says, is update
Hey, I don't
coming
make
in
that
weeks or months? It'll
Hope
come out when it's done.
It'll come out when it's done, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
Man 2 says, wonder what the devs think of yicking out.
I think it's funny that it became a verb.
Let me be! You promised you wouldn't move me again! Please don't! Alex! Alex, don't let them take me, please!
Oh, I see Rain in the chat. Hi, Rain.
Vince wants to join the stream.
Okay, Vince should join the stream.
Yeah, bring Vince on.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Hey.
There you go.
What's up, Vince?
Oh, I'm gonna have to mute the stream audio, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to
When,
hear everyone
when
say
everybody
the
is
same thing
ready,
twice.
we'll move on so we don't ruin the moments.
I love the imagery on all these new things.
Thank
Ooh.
Michaelers are gonna go crazy.
Michael, it's your birthday today.
Well, the conspiracy dartboard.
Stream looks familiar. For Andrew and Brian, we're start on the stream.
Oh
Exactly.
You guys have a going into games machine?
Yes.
You can't have it.
Okay, let's see if I can voice act again.
I knew Brian was a programming genius, but wow.
Well, is she listed? No, tonight's auction isn't her. It's something I don't understand. An abstract desire. I don't really get this one. It's not anything you or I could relate to. So is your plan working or not? Well, I don't know if I'd call it a plan yet. The form's grown, but so, something is happening. The new crowd isn't great, edgier than I expected. The reaction to the image proves it. Onism has gone septic. Birds of a feather. The question remains, why that image? What about your outside predicament? Don't remind me.
I had known her for less than 2 hours when she vanished from my sight. Sammy was gone for good, swept away as if she'd never been there at all. A door into nothing, into a different reality, opened up and swallowed Sammy whole. At that moment, I couldn't think. I couldn't breathe. All I could do was replay the scene of her being pulled into obscurity by nothing. There one second and gone the next.
Sammy was taken from your party.
Yes, Cape Juno will be implemented in some way. Okay, we're going to show a little bit more, and then we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to do questions.
To contrast the inner workings of my brain.
A dedicated Q&A section.
God, I can't wait to hear the voice acting.
Towards my home.
Yeah,
I felt as if I'd seen something that wasn't meant to be seen.
I also love that he holds the microphone.
As if the
in this
curtain
scene.
lifted on reality and
it's a really
exposed
good
the
touch.
man upstairs.
Yeah.
Like I just found out Santa wasn't real. I couldn't yet
Wait,
put
Santa's
into
not
words
real?
what I now understood.
Oh,
Something had changed inside of me.
Teacher, no!
Pulsating through my veins was the energetic
That must
charge
be
of
a joke.
irrevocable
There's
lost
no way.
love for a woman I didn't know.
There's no way he's not revealed.
This feeling
I've
was
met him.
pure. It was
Like
cut with
every
something I
Christmas.
couldn't put my finger on at the time.
Cool guy. He just shows up at the mall
I
all the
believe
time.
now that it was a profound sense that I had discovered something. Only problem was this something wasn't meant to be seen. In that moment,
Whoa,
I was a child finding a magazine meant only for an adult's eyes.
You guys put
Vaguely
better put-
translucent.
Intrigued and repulsed.
You guys better put YIIK I.V on your
Confused by
Christmas
the
list
images
if it's not,
spinning
if you don't
inside my
already
head.
have.
Isn't the Alex track just the Braille Dog track?
Oh, I see. My friend is playing Elden Ring and not watching my stream.
I already.
Can you blame him though? Like
Michael's
Elden Ring's
playing
really
Elden
good.
Ring.
Oh, is it
Yeah,
postmodern?
No.
How did I not see it? It was already
The Elden Ring was broken.
The Elden Ring shattered into 10 pieces.
Pretty dog.
Can't wait to hear more DC Douglas. Assuming.
Cat says the alpaca is still here. Why would the alpaca not be here?
He didn't leave.
Yeah,
He's just chilling.
he's just being a
When
bro
I
and
arrived
hanging
home,
out.
tired,
For real.
confused, and out of breath, I tossed my
Pokemon
things on the
says,
floor.
Get the pog. Yeah,
Made my way
come
to
on,
the couch.
get the pog.
My mother still wasn't home yet.
Alright.
Like, it's essential for endgame, like, progression. You need the pog.
Right before her
We all
coffee
need the
was
pog in
product.
chat. Can we get some poggers in the chat?
Oh, yeah, can we get some
We get the
poggers
pog.
in the
49-year-old short
I can't believe
redheaded
somebody
woman
actually
with
sweat to
information
get the
systems
So let's get some
programming
poggers in the chat.
Pacific Chime.
For real.
West Coast
Hellcry, I hate you so much.
Oh, hi, Void. When did you get
East Coast? Worked here harder in 1 year than most jobs were.
Damn, all the testers showing up.
Without it, my sister and I would have never gotten through college.
Whole gang.
I left school debt-free thanks to the back-breaking mental labor of my mother.
Hashtag gang in this
You
bitch.
have mail.
Guys, I think you have to grab the pog.
Is that what PogChamp looks like now?
Yeah, they changed
Go,
it,
let's go!
Yeah,
Let's go!
Let's fucking go!
Yeah!
I don't understand what's happening. Why are we celebrating?
You got the pog.
It's a Twitch thing.
Oh.
There was a moment of apathy where I almost didn't click the link. The last thing he sent me that was allegedly scary turned out to be a picture of 2 elephants locked in the throes of passion. I sighed and clicked the link. The file was 2.9 megabytes. In the dark room, the monitor was hurting my eyes. I rubbed them and waited for the file to load. I thought of all the things it could be. More animal porn, human porn, cartoon porn. You could never really guess with this guy.
On Twitch says, how it's
But it was
I think he's
most
doing
certainly
quite
going to
good.
be
Thank you.
pornographic. Maybe a girl from my high school was now into adult videos and was doing some
I don't know, he looks a little
unladylike
distressed.
things. While the video loaded, I thought of all the girls I had gone to school with who might be involved
Alex's
in such
new
activities.
iconic pose.
All the girls that came to mind neither had the looks nor the motivation to seek out an adult filmmaker.
It's very well lit. Makes him
I
look
just
very
have to wait
nice.
for it to finish downloading.
Yeah, Alex is
When
pretty
the file
lit.
finished downloading, I waited with fading patience for my computer to open in QuickTime. Finally,
What the heck?
it's loaded.
Changing the date to
Ever since
4/4.
the pog happened, the stream has just slowly been getting more unhinged.
Okay, we're gonna show one more thing, and then we're gonna take a little break, and then we're gonna do a question and answer. So just give me and Brian a few minutes to get a drink and recover from our hour playthrough. So here's the last thing we're showing.
Oh, this is what I think it is, and that's cool.
Oh, dick friend.
Yes.
That's a
Tarantino moment.
the Quentin Tarantino reference. It's going on the reference page.
That must be a Y2K reference.
Yeah, that was a Y2K reference.
Is this a reference to the hit video game YIIK? Alex doesn't look like he's the recruiter.
What are you talking about? He looks great.
He's definitely that ripping. This totally is in the dream sequence.
He's bugging off the pre-workout.
That face when you run out of Soylent.
That face when your hot vampire boyfriend wants you to bleed for him.
So, is this what a college graduate does? Spend hundreds of...
Okay, that's where we're stopping.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be back, and we're going to talk to anyone who has any questions. We're going to answer them. We're going to probably do some VC stuff, so if you're in the YIIK Cord, you can pop on and ask us questions there. So give us about 5 minutes, and we will be right back.
How's it going, boyos? It's your boy, Hellcry, back at it again with some sick advertising. You love YIIK, you breathe YIIK, you need to have YIIK fill that empty hole in your heart. Well, I can't solve all your problems, but I can tell you where you can buy Y2K, a postmodern RPG merchandise. I know some of you out there are hardcore pen collectors, and these 2 pins at the YIIK merch site should suit your fancy. One's a Bella, fed up with the antics of Alex, and an overworld Alex himself. What about some cool clothes to flaunt how much of a YIIK head you are?
Yo, they can hear us, guys. We gotta stop.
Musician, Bella Wild. Missed the 1998 Mystical LP Legend Tour? Well, we found a box full of these old tour t-shirts that you can make yours. Maybe you want something a little cooler. Worn by the legendary hero Travis Touchdown in Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, you can pick up the Sacred Geometry shirt. All of these can be found at merch.yizbrid.net/collection/YIIK. Want more clothes? What about an awesome collaboration with my good friend and awesome artist, Rope Snake? Available at Roba, we have this great interdimensional girl shirt. Wait, that's not enough clothes? You want the shirt Alex wears in-game? Well, I'm not so sure. Gotcha! Of course, by heading over to the Axe shop, you can find even more YIIK fits for your entire wardrobe. Alex's Ordinary Colors tee.
This is amazing.
Claudio's Maho Shoujo Haru no Shimai long sleeve shirt. Maybe even this absolutely awful, ugly Alex sweater that screams graphic design is my passion. Wait, now that's too many clothes? What about prints? They're like clothes for the walls in your house. And the answer is yes, we got those. And hold on. I'm getting info on a brand new merch drop. Scaling the depths of the mind, we have the Unholy Mountain print. Also available in shirt form. Wait, what are these prints? Deviation perspective? Are you telling me you haven't read the 1.25 short story, Deviation Perspective, that you get as a PDF when you buy the 1.25 soundtrack on Bandcamp? Yes, that is totally a thing, and it is awesome. Just go to andrewallinson.bandcamp.com. There's also preview tracks for some songs coming in IV. But if you want that more authentic sound, then do I have a treat for you. Imagine having the soaring melodies of Andrew Allinson, Callum Bowen, Michael Kelly, Hiroki Karuta, Bayon, and more on one vinyl. Featuring an exclusive remix of the Mind Dungeon theme. In a once-in-a-lifetime collection, YIIK Records presents the Y2K
Yo, stop laughing, bro. You're on stream, dude.
16 iconic tracks.
Sorry.
From the cult classic Y2K, a postmodern RPG. Get the YIIK soundtrack vinyl in 4 exclusive prints, available at YIIK Records, Black Screen Records, Limited Run Games, and Materia Collective. Act now, because these pressings are in limited supply. Some of them have even already sold out.
Oh, thank
you. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, can you hear us now?
Classic Twitch move. I think we've also muted our...
Yeah.
Is everyone unmuted?
Okay, so we're going to talk in the YIIK chord. So if you're a member of the YIIK chord now, we can do voice chat there. And of course, we're going to be looking at the regular chat here. So any questions people have, we'd love to hear from you. Any comments, anything you want to say. We're excited to interact. Hey.
Yo, I'm on a live stream.
Oh god, everyone's joining.
Whoa, hey everyone.
Yo, I'm on a live. Hey, hello.
I wonder.
Everyone mute yourself.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nito.
Wait.
Is this gonna be a
Hey,
problem?
yo, the pizza.
No, I think we'll get it under control. I think if there's any mod in here, maybe you could help us out because there's like
it's yeeking out.
Literally yeeking out right now. Holy shit.
I don't know how to talk to this many people.
Hello.
Love being in YIIK.
Okay, so everybody,
This
just
rocks.
so you know, you are being streamed on to Twitch right now.
That's okay.
Say hi to Twitch.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello, Twitch.
Hello,
Great.
Twitch.
Hi, Twitch right now.
It's me,
Yo,
Star
Twitch.
Philip, the best.
Hello. Hi, Twitch. Hi, hello.
Alright, I think
Smile. Hi.
It's me, Star Philip.
Okay. The bit's over. We've done enough of that.
Welcome to the YIIK-iverse.
Can I ask a question?
You may.
Okay, I was here for the last stream, but I didn't get here this time until the Michael scene. Was there anything I missed
Yeah,
that
yes.
wasn't shown last time?
Yeah.
Hello. Hi. We now have a stage channel open.
Okay, cool. So can we move everyone to the stage channel who wants to talk and do it that way? Sorry for not organizing this better beforehand.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
You know, it's a it's a big
so
thing.
just go ahead and move over to the stage channel, and we will we'll filter you guys in.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, let's do that.
Okay, so to answer Michael's question from before, yeah, we did show stuff that you didn't see last time, but we're going to be putting this all up onto YouTube tomorrow, so you'll be able to watch it there as many times, dissect it, pull it apart, whatever. And there's going to be a VOD on Twitch, but it'll only be up for 15 days because we're not like partners or whatever you have to do to have it permanent or longer.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense. We should probably move over there though.
Oh yeah, so let's move.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize I had to do that.
Yeah, no problem.
I think I can drag him over. Oh, there he is.
Okay, and there goes Andrew.
Hello, everybody. How about that ad read?
Hey.
Hi, guys.
That was fantastic.
Oh,
by
yeah.
the way, I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, I loved that.
Yeah, I thought it was great. It was really cool.
10 out of 10 from me.
Yeah. So everybody, if you want to support the development of YIIK I.V, please buy some merch. Whatever you liked, it all goes to support the development of the game. Yeah, so consider buying some YIIK merch.
So I believe I've never done stage stuff before, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I will go ahead and throw this into a different category just for organization's sake.
Cool.
Here.
Hello, after
Here.
party YIIK.
Here. Okay, so we have a bit of a backlog of questions in the IV stream questions channel, but if you guys want to answer questions from there, answer questions from maybe Twitch chat, even though I'm sure most people are asking here now, then we can take those along. I'm not sure if you're going to want to bring any speakers up. But
Zeal Steel says, please tell us the battle tutorial music will be released soon. I need it. It is actually on Bandcamp right now.
Yeah, it's on Bandcamp, Spotify, and YouTube Music. So you can listen to that right now if you want.
Yeah, listen to it a lot.
Yeah.
It's good.
That also supports the development of YIIK I.V.
Yeah, all the new battle music is great. I've been enjoying it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And
It was
I
a lot of
can
fun.
say that because I didn't do it.
All of the new music is very good.
I'm seeing folks raising their hands. Should we start?
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool.
Yeah,
so
we
why
can
don't-
bring on some speakers.
Let's
Okay.
do one speaker, one question. One speaker, one question.
grab
One
some
speaker,
Twitch
one
chat
question.
at random
Okay.
as well.
Yeah. Cool.
Sounds good.
Let's bring on I'll try to bring on some newer people rather than like the regulars that we did last time.
Cool.
Okay, so original Bubs, you have been invited to speak on the stage.
Hey.
Hello, welcome to the chat.
Oh, yes, hello.
Welcome.
First off, I just want to say, from what I've seen, you've done a great job. I had interest in the game when I believe that this update was announced, actually, and my big question was, other than the few things I posted in the IV stream, was what would you say was like the most difficult thing between the game's release and the state that it's going to be in with this next update, like in terms of either manpower or like changes creativity wise?
Well, it's like a different hardest thing every week. So like, obviously in the beginning, like there was like the initial blowback against the game, an initial blowback against me for talking on the Dick Show and talking about video games as how video games are art and how people don't know that they're art and they should know that. So there was like a social component in the beginning that was really hard, and a sort of like anxiety component of like, well, should I keep going? Should I give up? Like a bunch of people that I knew personally told me to just stop making games. Like just give up. People hate you. They hate the thing you made. Just stop. And then the game continued to sell and the audience continued to grow, and we got we kind of got over the hate and learned to live with it. And so that was the first hard thing. So then we tried 1.25, and when 1.25, the hard thing there was the Rory cutscene. It was us trying to see like, well, what can we do for more visually impactful moments? And then it became the hard part, I guess, was figuring out the workflow to make.
Exactly. Once we figured out like a workflow for better animations and stuff, that kind of like unlocked a whole new avenue of what we could do.
Yeah.
Unless I'm mistaken, you guys didn't have cutscene making tools at all, didn't like? And you rolled your own.
Yeah,
this,
everything
new
was.
stuff,
We had to make it ourselves because we're in an old version of Unity, and we can't change the version of Unity because that'll create problems with the console version, and so we're kind of stuck in an older version of Unity. So we had to make all these tools by hand, and yeah. But that still wasn't the hard part.
Yeah, it was definitely worth taking the time to do it.
That's just time consuming. It's not hard.
Should we get the next question?
Sure.
I
Thank
do
you.
want to address something that was said in chat, actually, first. Twitch chat.
Oh,
Someone
sure.
Says,
What's that?
Do you stand by your stance that games are not art and simply toys for children?
Well, that's not what he said. So
I never. Okay, hold on. I have to do this. Okay, so I never said video. Okay. When I went on the Dick Show podcast, the format of the show is what makes you rage. What is the thing that makes you angry? So I needed like a good thing to bring, so I fit the format of the show. I wanted to be good content for the show. And the thing that made me rage was a particular tweet that said that video games are about fun, that they have to be fun, and an unlikable protagonist is inherently not fun. So it's a bad game design to make an unlikable protagonist and to make things that are intentionally tedious. So what I was trying to say on the Dick Show, flippantly and sarcastically and trying to be entertaining for the show, was if you think that video games have to be entertaining at all times and they have to just make you smile and grin like you're playing pachinko or something, then video games are not art. They're stuck in the realm of toys. But of course I don't believe that. I think video games are art, which was the whole point I was trying to make.
Yeah, see, that's how sarcasm works.
So, yeah. And like if you look at what I said and you look at the context, it'll be pretty clear that I never said video games were not art. That the person who upset me with their tweet and made me a rage was the person who was saying video games are not art.
Right, that was a fun one. Someone just transcribed like a tiny section of what you
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
and they
So-
mark it as sarcasm.
And also left out you saying like, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I gave the context of the tweet and stuff too.
There you go. I prepared a bit.
Yeah, I prepared a bit.
Oh, I prepared a bit. Yeah, because that's what it is. It's a comedy show. You go on and you're supposed to be performatively angry. So I was trying to be good content for the show. So no, I do not stand by the statement that video games are not art, because I never said that. Video games are the highest form of art because they're a fusion of all the art that we consume. They're music and graphics and programming and stage design and lighting. So yeah, video games are art. I never said otherwise, but I forgive you if you misunderstood and thought that I meant otherwise. You were manipulated by the internet for hate clicks. Sorry.
Okay, next question. Let's bring on, let's see, Tanuki Prick, you have been invited to speak.
What a wonderful name.
What a wonderful name. I don't know why that stood out to me.
Hello? Can
Hello.
you hear me just fine?
What's up?
I hope you're a lot nicer than your name implies.
Thank you. That's very nice of you. So I wanted to ask, like, I don't want to, hang on, sorry. Trying to collect my thoughts real quick here. I had two questions in my head and I was trying to choose which one to pick between.
You can ask both of
I've
them.
been
You can ask
looking
both.
into game development on the whole, and it's something that I've been a bit worried about getting into because I've like been taking classes on it. I've been trying to figure out how it works and all that. And like coding and programming and asset creation and all that is something that I've been having a lot of trouble really wrapping my head around. So I guess what I want to ask is, as the developer of this sort of game who has stuck with it for years on end, what would you say is like the thing that most well contributed to your learning and well contributed to your like work ethic in a manner that you wanted to keep working on something
I actually think
and learn your skills, I guess.
probably one of the best skills is being able to see a project through to the end. Like, I know that sounds obvious, but it's really a skill that has to be learned. Until you've completed something, you don't know how to complete something.
Yeah. We learned that from our dad. Our dad is a mural painter and a wood carver, so he would make like art out of wood and stuff like that. So since the time we were children, we were around someone who had to complete these large art projects, and I think he showed us how to do that. So we got the skill from watching our dad do it as a profession. Even though his medium is different than what we do, it was still like he made like a 24-foot tall giraffe out of wood that he carved by hand and went inside of someone's mansion, and he worked on it for like 6 months. So sort of just like knowing when to work on the thing, how much time to devote to it, knowing when you're not getting something good and you should take a break or maybe focus on a different aspect of it. Like all of that is the art of making things. Like that's the sort of like artisanal craft part. So like you got to just learn to be comfortable in that.
Yeah, and as for like all the other stuff, like programming, graphics, music, it's obviously hard to learn everything. It's easier if you are willing to just let something be good enough and then move on, and you'll get better with time and experience.
Yeah, seeing it through to the end is the most important part, because there's like what I like to call Schrodinger's genius, who has like, they have a masterpiece, but they've never made anything, and they look at what everyone else has made, and they can easily pick out the flaws, but they don't get the process.
Well, like a badly programmed game is still playable if it's out.
Yeah. So it's better to ship something bad than to not ship something at all.
There was something I kept mentioning to a lot of people and a lot of VCs, like in the YIIK Court and around it. And I'm like, just release whatever you think is bad that you made, just release it. And like, you'll just keep getting better as you release more and more bad stuff. And eventually, it won't be bad. But people are going to love your bad stuff.
I think I saw earlier this summer, I saw a video from the CEO of Patreon, Jack Conte, where he talks about this concept and how the art of finishing something and deciding no, I'm not going to tweak this kick drum for like 2 more weeks. This is fine. I can just say I'm finished with this and I'm gonna get it out in the world. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I think if I may intervene, that's one of the things that one of my songs that I composed for YIIK 1.5 took about a year to make, just under a year, I think. And a lot of that was because I kept going back to it and feeling like it wasn't good enough. But every version I sent, like Andrew was just like, dude, this is good. This is good shit. And I wish I like realized sooner, because I'm very happy with what I ended up with now. And the only way I got to that point was I just had to stop and go, okay, it's never going to be perfect.
Yeah. So like you have to have a good relationship with your inner critic. So like your inner critic is going to tell you, yes, I should show this to people. Yes, I should finish this, or no, you shouldn't do it. And your inner critic is kind of like a combination of all the essayists you watch on YouTube, all the reactionaries you watch on Twitch or Twitter, and you sort of like adopt this persona and you subject yourself to it every time you think about making something. And finishing something is kind of a battle with that inner critic, because like you need to consider what the critic is saying, and like you have to grapple with the fact that maybe you don't have the brush technique or the harmonic knowledge to make the thing you want to create, but ultimately you have to finish it. And the inner critic is there to make you not release it, because you have already imagined the worst case scenario where someone says don't go on, and that's the thing that you kind of have to kill to move on.
I struggle with that a little bit.
Yeah. Did you have another question, Tanuki? Because you said you had two.
First I want to say thank you a lot. That is very helpful for me. That's something I struggle with a lot, so it's good to hear someone else kind of put that thought process into words.
Yeah.
And sorry, were you going to say something?
Nope.
My second question, it was a lot smaller. It was just something minor about the game UI. In the tutorial, it said something about like stones showing how much parta an enemy had, but I didn't see any of those on the battle screen. Is that just something like I wasn't paying attention and looking in the right place? Or like, is there an option to make it so that I can see that in like a health bar sort of style?
Oh, so what it is there's basically like these sort of gravestone looking things that appear in front of the character. I'm going to make it so that they appear when that bit of text appears, so that you can actually see them, so you know what it's talking about. Haven't gotten to it yet, but I will.
That's why it's not out
that was
yet.
a bit confusing.
That's why it's not out yet.
Okay, thank you. That was great.
All right, thank
I
you
want
for
to answer a question from Twitch. It was asking about the achievements. Let me see if I can find it. Grassleaf, are there going to be any new changed achievements for Y2K? Some of the achievements I've played didn't do it correctly. Yeah, like we know that there's problems with the achievements. We're trying our best. It's the Steam overlay. Doesn't seem to be a problem on the PS4. They work the same way, so we're going to try and figure it out. As for new achievements, yeah, they're going to have to be reworked, because there's a new battle system and they're all based on the old battle system.
Yeah.
So that's kind of one of the big things that we have left to figure out. Like we're worrying first about we're building all the battles separately from the game itself, and then we're putting them in the game, so that playing the battles back to back feels like it has like peaks and valleys of difficulty and unique ideas coming in. So that's the major last thing we have left to do, and then the voice acting, and then we're gonna figure out the Steam achievements. But like we're gonna have to probably work with our partners at like the because there's a problem with patching a game where people already have achievements. And we're gonna have to figure it out. We don't know yet. It's on our vision board.
Yeah, I'm sure any achievement that's still there will be obtainable in some way, even if the trigger ends up being different.
Dandy Andy asked if we've seen the Oni plays Let's Play. I told myself I would not watch it.
I haven't seen it because I don't watch Let's Plays. I have talked to Chris from Oni himself, very supportive and very encouraging for us to keep working on the game, and the Oni Plays stream was awesome for us. It kept development of IV going, because it brought a lot of new people buying the game, and it kept sales momentum going. And we're really grateful that Oni Plays played the game and that they found it. And you know, we've talked a little bit about their final version. So I'm looking forward. I'm gonna watch the final one because the final one's gonna be good. That's all I could say.
That hasn't happened yet, right?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Because
All
right.
Yeah.
I want to interject here and kind of ask another question related to this to kind of like wrap it all up real nice. You guys haven't watched like any of the videos about YIIK, have you?
No, not really. So like I saw some of them on your stream when you talked to people. So like here's the thing.
Yeah, like I get the general like.
Yeah,
sentiment.
I know. I get the
Yeah.
problem. I know why people don't like it. I
It's not like
can empathize.
we didn't have problems with it either.
Yeah,
So.
but like there's only like so much. Like I can spend 4 hours of somebody doing like a roast style video of the game with like a lot of like. I get. So this is the thing. Being a YouTuber is selling your personality. It's selling your reaction. So there's like a sort of a performance of a critic that needs to be entertaining. And like, yeah, of course they're saying their opinion about the game, and I'm not saying they're bad faith. I'm just saying the format of the YouTube gaming essay is more entertaining for someone who hasn't played a game or someone who has played it than the developer. There's a difference between a critique and a review. Like a critique is something that like an artist gives another artist who goes, oh, I'm a master in this thing and I see you're doing this wrong and I foresee this problem, and that's really helpful. You can get that in some written reviews. I have not seen a lot of, like I don't watch gaming YouTube, so maybe there's some amazing person out there who does this really well. But like for the most part, it's just not really, it's kind of like hearing yourself recorded or having to watch a video of yourself if you don't do it often, watching someone talk about your game.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like I said, it's a roast style review, because that's what all of YouTube is. It's all this optics thing. It's just what the format is.
I'll clarify that it's not that you haven't heard the criticisms that are in there, because people pop in here all the time and say, hey, you know, this guy said this and this guy said this, and you guys have like taken that criticism.
Yes.
But you guys just don't engage with their content because it's kind of,
it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
Like we've seen all the criticism written out, and we had someone in the beginning watch every essay and tell us what they said, because it's much easier to just hear a blow by blow, like, oh, they didn't like this for this reason, this for this reason, when they aren't popping up a picture of you and like making fun of your like associating your like my literal image. Like, because I saw some clip where someone did that. And it's
yeah,
like,
they
okay.
took you like a South Park character and had the top
like,
of your head moving around.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I get it, but that's weird for me. Like, as someone who's not like a YouTuber or anything, and it's just someone who makes games. Like, when someone does that, I'm like, what is happening? I don't like this. So that's why I don't watch that stuff.
Yeah.
But I do. Okay. I mean, I agree with a lot of the criticism. That's why
back to the real question.
Yeah, that's why we're updating the game.
That's why we're updating it.
Andrew, how much time do you think you'll be spending on questions? Like,
I mean, we could go probably another 40 minutes.
40 minutes? All right.
Oh, nice.
We do have like 28 requests to speak, so just we have people in Twitch chat and we have people in the channel. So just in
2
case
minutes for everyone.
I will make a Q&A channel where people can post like one question, and then
Twitch
you can.
Chat is too tiny for me to be able to read.
Yeah, just in case.
Can you?
I'll go and encourage those people to join the Discord
again.
again.
You can make it bigger.
No, you can't zoom in on it.
No.
Not really. No. Twitch actually has like pretty bad UI.
Yeah.
All right. Next person being invited to speak, user Polyblues.
Hey, Polyblues. Hey,
you have been invited to the stage.
Welcome.
All right, there you go.
Hi there.
Hey.
Hello.
Very nice to meet all of you. Big fan.
Thank you. Nice to meet you as well.
And I'm aware that we've pretty much talked the whole criticism thing to death, but I did have something written out here, preparation just in case. So, as we've talked about, YIIK was really critically panned, and some of it was vicious, some of it, made sense, but among a lot of critics, there was a lot of good advice and there was a lot of hope for the game. People saw what you were doing, they really liked it, but I was wondering, if any, I know you mentioned a blow by blow, but if any, which critique of the game that really spoke to you, like might have inspired you to change something artistically or gameplay wise?
No review. I think it was.
Yeah, there was more like general consensus. Like no one likes the battle mode.
Yeah,
I mean
so-
some people do, but you know.
For the most part, no.
I love the battle mode.
I think that it was more talking to people one-on-one who played the game, and like talking to people in YIIK Cord, and people who emailed us, or people who sent us DMs. Like that was a lot more useful. And like hearing people like explain to me, like I'm a person, like what the problem was. It's much different than seeing like something shouted into the void. I think the Hardcore Gaming 101 review I was a good one that I took stuff from RPG Fan, RP Gamer, all of them. I thought, since like our that's kind of like the type of gamers we are, we tend to like the similar things that they like. So I think that like reading those reviews gave us some direction we wanted to go in. But there was ultimately, it was more like by the time we finished it, like we already knew what was wrong with it, and
yeah, it didn't really come as a surprise to us.
Yeah, it was more the controversy that came as a surprise to us than like people thinking it wasn't good.
Yeah, it was more that you're
this
a game is bad
transphobe.
and you're bad.
Yeah, and you're racist and all the other things
Yeah,
that
it's
came
a
up.
little- yeah,
and it's like no,
Yeah.
it is. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know where.
Can't believe this game is transphobic. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant by like, some of it can be really vicious, or
I lost you.
Oh, yeah,
I
we
think your
lost
mic
you.
cut out.
Oh.
Also,
Oh,
for people
sorry.
for people who are watching the VOD, that comment you made about transphobia, she's literally trans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm transgender female, and I worked on this game.
Hey.
We paid her to say that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, don't
You
say
did my
that.
work. You didn't pay me to say that.
digging graves, I see.
We know that people have a really good sarcasm
All right.
detection.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I have to say something that's gonna make people.
Yeah, you gotta say something that people can take out of context.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, we
Let's
need
go
all
to
the
next
controversies.
question.
All right, 666. Thank you for coming on, Polly.
No problem.
Yeah, feel free to
Alright.
hang out in the
666.
YIIK Cord. All of you people that are in
please
here
do.
in the calls.
Definitely.
we do
and we
voice
do have
chats
a lot of
often.
questions, so I'll definitely have, a channel for people to be able to ask, and then others can reply over time.
Cool.
In case we don't get through all of these. Although, next person to be brought on, the Deltarune Demon. You have been invited to speak.
Yay.
That's a nice name.
Only in
Is
12.
it?
Hi, I'm
Welcome to the
Deltarune
channel.
Demon. I only have one question.
What's up?
Is Alex going to be able to do like martial arts since he's a black belt?
Is he?
Is he a black belt?
Yeah, that was like one of the interactables.
Are you sure you just didn't buy that off of eBay?
The black belt to us was always the joke of why he was able to fight. Like that's why we did it. Like the joke was like, oh, it's in, and the reason he can fight is because he took martial arts as a kid. Because like getting a black belt's super easy. Like they'll give it to every 7-year-old whose parents pay $500 a month for like for 2 years
Yeah,
to karate
not
school.
to disrespect anybody's black
You
belt.
never got past yellow belt.
Okay, but no.
Alright,
That's,
that was it. Alright, bye.
Alright,
Thank you.
for coming on. Probably best question so far.
Yeah, it's
a good
one.
question.
Pretty basic.
Next, let's see. Number one PS Vita fan. she,
Yeah,
her.
now that's the username.
What's
hey, I'm Sammy.
Hi,
Nice to
Sammy.
meet you all.
Like the girl in the elevator?
Oh
Yes, what my friends kept making that joke when I was showing them YIIK. They all made that same joke. And
apologize.
Just so
No,
you know,
it's
I'm
okay,
100% not original.
yeah. Anyway, my question is, how difficult was it to like change the battle system, because it looked pretty much like mini game centric, and now it looks not as much mini game centric as like more of like you pick it like Final Fantasy and all that stuff.
Alright, so
and will mini games like appear again?
No, probably not.
Yeah, no, the mini games are gone. It's
Yeah,
all
not
about
in the
bleeding.
battle.
2022 is all about intravenous and bleeding out. That's the theme.
I will say
Ooh,
it
nice.
I think it went like this. Like, I was like, ooh, all this new content's really good. You would be really crazy, is if we did a new battle mode. But no, we couldn't do that.
No, we couldn't possibly
That
make
would
a
be
new battle
insane.
mode. Yeah,
that would be
crazy.
so much work.
And then slowly we talked ourselves into it.
Yeah, we talked ourselves into
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
We just had to like hype ourselves up, and just like.
And we had to
grab-
commit to like, well, okay, well, if we wanted a new battle mode, what are the things that we want to fix? And first one
Yeah.
was loading times. There couldn't be load times at all. There could be like maybe like a couple frames. So like that was what.
Yeah, so the entire idea was let's have a really fast, cool battle mode that we would like to play.
Yeah.
That doesn't have load times.
And the visuals are more like what we wanted to do the battle mode like originally. So like the bright colors and the sort of almost like Wachowski's Speed Racer meets JoJo meets like 1970s things where they have like the semi-transparent fades between characters.
You get the superimposed characters.
Yeah.
I would say that it was a crazy, reckless decision that has turned out great.
Yeah, we basically were like,
Hell
well,
yeah.
let's see if this works, and it came out pretty
Yeah,
good.
so-
It was a big gamble though, because it's a pretty big time sink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good, and I can't wait to show my friends off this
thank you.
game.
Thanks.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks for the question.
Yes. All right.
As Taking Back Sunday said, tell all your friends.
Next. I'll try to get in some newer members. Indigo Kid, you have been invited to speak.
Hey.
Hello?
Hey. Hello.
Yeah, I got two questions.
What's up?
First question is, what other parts of the games were inspired by your dreams? 'Cause I remember in the stream, you were talking about that guy recording Alex. That was inspired by a dream of yours, so I was wondering what other parts of the game were inspired by your dreams.
A lot of it.
A lot of it, yeah.
Yeah, the soul survivors are based on like sleep paralysis demons, which would often be like in my like right before my dream, and Brian would dream about them, and that's kind of like the idea. So that Let's Meet in a Dream is a reference to the fact that a lot of the ideas came from the dream, and then I saw the phrase again as like a short story collection that Itoi and Haruki Murakami wrote in Japanese. And then I started thinking about my dreams more, and Brian and I started every day we would say like, "Did you have an interesting dream last night?"
I would start writing mine down. And,
Yeah, so a lot of the visuals do. Like Alex in the room with all of the windows came from a dream back in like whatever day Interstellar came out. I had that dream, and then I saw in Interstellar like the person like climbing through like the bookshelves, and I was like, oh, that's kind of like the window thing, and it meant the same thing in my dream. And we had made it that day. Then we saw Interstellar, and then I had a dream about the window scene again, and I said to Brian, like, I think we got to put that back into the game, and we made it more central. So tons of things, a lot of the
I'm
visuals.
so glad you guys are being able to do the dream sequences properly now.
Well, my dreams are not like Alex's dreams. That's like a whole other thing. That's like a whole trying to like portray Alex, like.
Right.
But yeah, my dreams are a lot more upbeat, I think.
Okay. For my second question, I was wondering why like the battle system was like designed around blood specifically. Is there any like story reason, or you just thought it was just cool?
There's a story reason. I don't know which came first though.
I think the gameplay might have come first.
I think the
but
gameplay came
ended
first.
up becoming a story reason as
Yeah.
well.
I mean, we
Okay.
had the intravenous concept for a while. Like it was gonna like that's always played into it. And then when we had the bleed thing, we were like, well, we can play this imagery up more, and so
Yeah.
it kind of informed back like a bit of both.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Bro Goat, you have been invited to the stage.
Yo,
Damn,
what up,
that was
Bro
fast.
Goat?
Hey, man.
Hey,
Cool name.
hello. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Okay, so I've actually got 3 questions, if that's okay. I'll try and make it
Let's
quick.
try.
Yeah, try to fit them into one.
Yeah.
Speed run, let's go.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
just
speak
ask
fast.
this once. I'll try
Speak
to-
fast.
So, first one is, how long did the development of 1.5 take between the time span of 1.25?
It like the day after. Since whenever
Oh,
that
really?
came out to now is how long it's taken. That's when we started it.
Crazy. Okay, the next one is what inspiration have you taken from games maybe like Earthbound or possibly any other indie titles?
Okay, well, I think Yumi Nikki and Off, we took a lot of inspiration from when we first started making Y2K, and then it kind of became its own, a little bit more of its own thing. And then other indie games, I think. What was the first part of the question? Because it was kind of like a two thing, indie games. Or...
What was like maybe like was there any inspiration from Earthbound? Like
Okay, well, so it's actually about Earthbound fans. Like that's like what it's about.
Yeah, I mean it's also inspired by Earthbound.
Like, yeah, but
whenever you
the
do
angle that we took it from is the Earthbound fan.
Yeah, like if you do an RPG that's set in modern times, like you're probably going to remind people of either Earthbound or Persona, depending on the direction.
Right. Yeah, and we were aware of that making it, so I think that's kind of where some of the, like, so the whole idea of Y2K originally started with what if Mother 64 had come out, and what if there was a Mother game on the GameCube? We were playing Super Smash Brothers Melee, and we would always love pausing the Own It stage and looking around it, and the idea to make Y2K came from imagining a bigger game with environments like that. We didn't get to do environments like that in the end, but that was like the initial idea.
Yeah, it was like a spark for it.
Yeah, that was like the first thing. So that's one way that we were inspired by it, I think.
Nice, very interesting. And then last one, hopefully this hasn't been asked, but how or what prompted to get Toby Fox to make a track for this game?
I met Toby Fox at Camp Fangamer, and we played each other's demos, and he was very nice. And I said, was that 2015, right?
Yeah, Camp Fangamer 2015.
Yeah, so I said,
I wish I had gone.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I asked him to do it there after he played the demo, and he played through basically the 1.0's equivalent of everything we just showed you. Was
right, which looked nothing like that.
Which looked nothing like that, and it looked nothing like 1.0. It was because Frankton was different.
Frankton was different, and
yeah,
lots of things were different.
So we had breakfast the next day, and I asked him, and he said yes. And then a year went by, and I messaged him about it, and he said, yeah, I'll still do that. And then I gave him MIDI files based on the themes, and he used the 6/8 battle theme for the opening, and then he used the Ascension motif for the climax, and then he did his own thing in between. So that's how that track came about.
Very cool. All right, well, that's all I had. Thank you all
so
much.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks for your questions.
To pivot from that question a little bit, you mentioned that there was a different build that he played back then, and I know you'd mentioned offhandedly that you might want to do videos talking about the different builds and like the development of Y2K. Is it still something you guys want to do?
No, I don't think so. I think I have a better idea.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Stick. All right. Honk, you've been invited to the stage.
Yo, what up?
What's up?
Well, I have one question.
Okay.
I was wondering, I noticed that there was like some remixed music in what you showed today. I was wondering, would you be releasing any of that stuff as like singles or something later down the line?
Do you mean from before the stream started?
No, I mean like during the gameplay, there was like songs that I noticed sounded different.
Okay, yeah. My plan was to just put those out when the game soundtrack came out.
All right.
I mean, I could put all the music from what we showed up. Like I could put that on Spotify and stuff. Like
yeah, that would be cool.
If that's something people are interested in, I can do that. I'll make a note to do that. So I'll try and get it out this month. Everything that's from like the first chapter of the game.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and I think
all right, cool.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Cool. See you on.
Thanks for the question.
See ya.
All right. Marshall, you have been invited to speak.
Hey, Marshall.
Damn, that was fast. You guys are fucking quick.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey, what's up?
So I wanted to ask about the intro sequence to the game. where originally Alex just arrives in Frankton. Instead, you guys opted to do a cinematic, showcasing like the different characters and whatnot. And there's a lot of imagery in there that was just making my brain fire constantly because, like, I'm familiar with a lot of lore stuff related to YIIK.
Good.
But as I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, how would a new player react to seeing all this stuff? And so I wanted to ask, what is y'all's artistic intention with starting the game off with that cinematic?
I love that question. Okay, well, one, we wanted to make an opening cutscene to the game because opening cutscenes are really cool, and like cutscenes that introduce you to all the characters are like a staple of RPGs, like Tales of Symphonia, and actually the Tales series in general. And then we were thinking, well, what if we made the sequence somewhere between like an anime thing that shows all the characters? Then we were like, well, what if it introduced all the characters? And what if we sort of set up where everyone is on April 4th?
Ooh,
and sort of
that's
just
interesting.
Like, yeah, so it's kind of, it's to foreshadow and to give context. So when you meet a character, you've already been introduced to them in whatever predicament you saw them originally in the opening cutscene, and it kind of gives you like a key.
I do expect most of that will fly over people's heads, and that's fine because they just have to absorb like the feeling of it.
Yeah,
and they'll get it later, and if they want, they can play the game again, and they go, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. We actually did everything with the idea that it would be someone playing it for the first time. So like we know like there's like a lot of cryptic stuff or a lot of not so cryptic stuff that'll make sense if you've played the game before and you're familiar with the lore. But the whole point really is to just make like the experience start to finish in a vacuum very good.
Yeah, and also not bore new like players who are playing again.
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
the new stuff.
All right, cool. And also, just a side note, that Michael cutscene that you guys showed today has me really excited, and I can't wait to see where that stuff goes.
Awesome. That's great.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, I think people are gonna like where it goes.
Yeah, so Michael has a whole arc now, and Claudio and Chandra have a whole arc now, and
All right,
Asuka has a whole arc.
Let's
Possibly
open the gates of hell. Demon Jazz, you have been invited to speak.
No.
Wait.
The boy!
Actually, hold on, it didn't let me.
No.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Discord, my fucking Discord froze up when I tried. Hey, DJ.
What up, Demon Jazz?
Yo, what up?
What up, game?
I was just wondering, you said, I know you said before that we won't be getting a whole lot of new Alex content in the update, but like, what content are we going to get, like, character-wise? Like, percentage, you think?
For Alex?
No, for the other characters. Like, how much is the new content, like, is going to be for the different characters?
It's very hefty, like...
I would say almost all the new content is for the new characters. Besides the new battle mode and the remade cutscenes. Like everything that's new and added to the game. There's stuff that's added to the game to inform Alex's story, because Alex is connected to all of it. But stuff that like purely focuses on them as characters is pretty substantial, I think. I think it's like, and it's all well animated, like, well, to the best of our ability. I don't want anyone to think I think our game's well animated. I'm not allowed to think. So not allowed to think that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I was wondering, like, what character do you think it will focus on the most in this update?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's really impossible to answer.
That's really hard to answer. But Hellcry, what do you think? You've played it.
Oh, I mean, I think it does a good job of kind of characterizing or giving. So here's the thing. A lot of the characters had this depth to begin with, and some characters had more story than others to begin with, but it was kind of obscured. And now it's kind of put a little bit more to the forefront, given a little bit more attention. And one character does get favored quite a bit, but it's not because of any other thing, like they're more preferred or anything. It's kind of that character is doing something. And I don't want to say who, but you might already have an idea if you were paying attention to the stream.
Okay, so like one thing I'll say is I completely agreed with everyone who was like, oh, there needed to be more Claudio and Chandra and Michael, and Vela could have used a bit more, and then Rory could have been more fleshed out, and like I get it. I 100% agree with you. When I wrote the game, the whole thing was about Alex's soul being this physical game and him being a sort of representation of the Essentia, and the Essentia is like this plastic body he makes for himself to exist in, and that is the cartridge. And there's like a whole like meta concept to it. And the whole idea was everything was filtered through Alex, filtered then with another level of the Essentia on top of it, and then Alex. And there was like supposed to be this particular view of all the characters that the game was supposed to give you. So in order to fully know Michael, you had to read Onism, and then realize that like Onism was the thing that was in some way filtered by Michael, because Michael made Onism, and see what that tells you about the character. And it was like this whole postmodern thing that pretty experimental. I don't know what I was on, but it was sounded cool at the time. And now, like, I've got better ways to service that and to sort of like do it visually and do it like with exciting story stuff, and because now we can make cutscenes, whereas before we couldn't.
Yeah.
It's the first time we've done it.
Before, like, we were like pulling cutscenes out of
Yeah,
ourselves,
yeah.
and it hurt every time.
Exactly.
And now
Yeah.
it's easier.
So I hope that answers the question. I don't remember what it was.
All right. Cool. DJ, I'm now going to move you back to the audience.
Thank
Yo.
Thank
Please
you,
treat
Demon
them
Taz.
kindly.
Love you.
Later.
All right. Langoblian? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. You've been invited to speak.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Thank you very much. I'm quite a big fan of Rory.
Nice.
Always, I appreciate the work that you guys have been putting into the game. Me and my friends have been playing through it within the past couple weeks, and we've really been enjoying it. And I just wanted to ask like one quick question. So in early 2016, Limited Run Games said that they were going to print physical copies of the game, and that never really came to fruition. I don't know if it's because of the reception of the game or anything like that, but I know that you guys are currently selling the vinyl through a limited run, so you still have some kind of business partnership with them. Is it possible that once IV comes out, the game could possibly come out to print physical copies?
Okay, so yeah, it's coming out. We're making physicals. They're gonna come out for IV. It's just we knew we were how to patch the game in some way when it came out, but like we just like the thing is limited run doesn't put your game out unless it's the finished version. So like if you plan on updating the game at all, you can't do a limited run. That's why it happens.
Right, which makes
end.
total sense.
Makes
You
total
don't
sense.
want, like,
yeah, it's the final copy.
You
It's
don't
like
want the worst version of the
yeah.
game immortalized in plastic.
So that's the reason it hasn't come out yet, is because we knew since we started 1.25 that we were going to do another update after 1.25, and that was going to be the version for limited run. Yeah, so that's it.
All right, yeah, sounds fantastic. I'll definitely be picking up a copy then.
Thank you.
Awesome.
All right, appreciate being on. You guys have a great rest of the stream. I'll be enjoying it.
Thanks. Have a good day.
All right. Hellcrow, I'm gonna fucking get you. All right. Next, Red Bin, you've been invited to the stage.
Hey.
Yo, how's it going?
What's up?
Hey.
Wait,
Nice
are they actually
profile
on
pic.
here?
Well,
Oh shit, yeah, they are. Okay.
What's going on?
Nothing much. I got a question.
Mhm.
Me and my friend, we've always like wondered, like, with the arcade, if there was like ever gonna be planned to like add like mini games or something. Because I always just thought it was a little bit empty, kind of feeling.
Yeah, it is. There it is, empty feeling. I guess the thing is, like, when you're making a game, you kind of have to figure out, like, and it's just two people, like, how much are you going to make a game and then make a bunch of smaller games to put in the game? And, like, how much should you let that take away from... So, like, we kind of want to do some stuff with the arcade, but, like, we're already making a new battle mode.
Like, we're on the, like...
Yeah,
I'm very close. It could happen, it could not
yeah,
happen.
it's a lot... yeah, it has to come out eventually, though. That's the only
Yeah,
thing.
but we'll see. It might happen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we agree
that was
it,
pretty good.
Of course,
Yeah.
it's better if it
It'd
has...
be much cooler if it had
Yeah, of
arcade
course.
games. And if it does, it's gonna cost 25 cents to play.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay for it in game.
Yeah. It's not
That'll
gonna be
be great.
DLC. I just mean with the
Yeah,
currency.
with the game's currency.
Yeah, it'll lose 25 cents.
Okay, well that answers my question. But thanks for putting me on.
Thanks.
All right, sick.
you.
Thank you for coming by. Salty Mint, you've been invited to speak. Nope, actually, sorry, not you. You were on before, my bad. Let's get some newer people. Bunny, you have been invited to speak, and then Salty, I'll get you after this.
Hey, Bunny, what's up?
How's it going, Bunny?
Hello. Wait,
Hello.
sorry. Give me a second. I need to change my audio output because Discord's really evil. Hello. Hi. So, okay, I want to apologize. I think you've seen this a lot in the Twitch chat, but I need to ask this very important question, or I can't sleep. Okay, so, you know, I feel like a lot of YIIK fans, we get lonely, right? But I think if you created an Alex body pillow, that could
No.
fix all the problems.
Oh my god.
No. Because I think if we had an Alex body pillow, it would just be great. Like I could just play YIIK and have Alex by me. It would be great. I think everyone can agree that having an Alex body pillow, you know, don't go down.
I'll let this one drag on.
Jennifer, if you're
Nah,
listening,
but-
and Jennifer, when she listens, look into making an Alex body pillow.
Yeah, I don't know how to make that happen.
I mean, we're not going to sell a pillow. We're going to sell a pillowcase, and you're going to have to. You can buy
It'll
that.
be discreet.
Yeah,
It'll probably come in a little
Yeah.
envelope.
But like, yeah, we could do that. That sounds funny. I don't know why.
Oh,
Why
God.
Cheryl's saying
No
no to
way,
us
it's
making money
actually
from
fucking
merch. I don't know why Cheryl
Yes,
wants to be poor.
thank
Come
you.
on, gotta make this Alex body pillow merch.
You got to make sure that the envelope is not discreet. Like specifically
No,
lays
yeah,
out
it's-
what
it's
it
gonna-
is and
yeah.
like
Yeah,
what
but
kind of
he-
degenerate
have to
you
be
are
in
for
the
buying an
box,
Alex.
like in the dream
Yeah.
sequence.
That's the question. Should he
Lines I don't want to see crossed here.
Should he be on the back side? He looks like the dream sequence. On the other side, he's wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
So like one
These are
for
the questions,
one for
yeah.
afternoon snuggles and one for evening.
All right.
No way you can wake
I'd
up
also
and
love
make
it.
Alex.
Like if he was doing like the kissy face on one of the sides, that would also be very cool.
That would be pretty funny. Yeah,
well,
I
you've
think
given
that
us
sounds
a lot
good.
to think about, I
These are
think.
great ideas. Okay, we'll have our
Yeah.
merchandising person work
Thanks
on
for
it.
the question. Oh my god.
All
Who
right.
does have against the body pillow?
You know, that was a very good question.
As
I'm actually not
as
mad
long
at
as
that at
he's
all.
wearing the
all
Vela
nice
shirt, I'll
things I've
allow it.
ever said
Yeah,
about
just-
YIIK, I take them all back. Fuck all
I've-
of you. I hate all of you. I hate
If
you.
anything, I'm just worried that I've enabled something horrid. But
You probably have. But...
all right.
Everybody-
Nathan Blaze, you've been
everybody
invited
needs
to
a
speak.
pillow.
Please don't ask us about a fucking body pillow.
No body pillows.
Don't worry, no body.
If I was
pillows.
still
We've
a
already got it
moderator of
confirmed.
this-
What's
Getting
your
mixed
question?
reactions
this
from the
Discord, I had a
fans, I
rule
think.
that said no body pillows.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. My question was about a little bit about the development of IV. So, was there anything like any mechanics or like any areas or anything that you wanted to add but decided to drop just for the sake of the project?
No, I don't believe so.
No. We had when we knew we wanted to do it, we had a really clear idea of the end and like what it should be, and then like how it could be done. So like it was a really clear thing of what it of like IV had to be all these other components of like the battle system, the cutscenes, when you play it, you're gonna go, oh, I see it. It's all like another layer on top. It's like 1.0 is like, well, I don't want to use that metaphor, so you'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for inviting me up. I will politely move back.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you for coming. Nice icon. Oh, brother. Okay, hey, you've. Oh wait, shit. No, sorry. Salty. I almost forgot. You've been invited to speak. I put you down for someone newer. Hello.
Man's trying to silence the truth over here. He's kicking me out like multiple times.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna do that again. Welcome.
You're good. You're good. I think like the main question I wanted to ask, and if there's time, then I'll ask like a second small one. But for me, it was going through the game. I noticed that there was a big issue in terms of the game's economy, in terms of just having like a lot of money. And I was wondering if there was going to be like any balancing added to that along with the new battle system.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. There will be.
All right, awesome. I guess I have time for the second question.
Yes.
And
I always
yeah,
thought that was just a comment on how Alex, as a character or as a person, doesn't really No.
I mean, it is, but is that good gameplay? And like, I
Yeah,
think it's
true.
probably
Yeah, we
it's
need to
probably,
find a balance
Yeah,
between-
like
yeah.
there has to be some concessions made for fun.
That's a good point.
And I suppose this is just like a general question, but how do y'all think is the best way to play Y2K?
Well, I think just playing IV. If you've never played it before, play it that way. If you have played it, play IV. It's like the best way to do it.
Yeah, I would say
Fresh new save file, everything.
Yes,
from
just
the
start from the
beginning.
beginning. Like everyone who like just play the game
Yeah,
from the
because
beginning.
at first we're like, oh, we can make it compatible with
No,
the save
play
files.
just play from the
Yeah,
beginning. It's a very just
yeah,
do
there's
it,
a lot of
please.
new stuff to see. It's gonna
Yeah.
feel like a new game.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely
Andrew-
excited to
Andrew-
play through it again.
And it's the
Andrew and
reason.
Brian,
Yeah.
then, would you say it is worthwhile to play 1.25 if you have not played the game yet, or would you prefer people waited for 1.5?
I'm not I'm not like a completionist. Like I don't think you have to see like everything in a series. Like
Yeah,
I say
it's
just
not,
play it.
It's not like it's designed. You have to have seen before so you
Yeah.
can understand after. No, just play the new one.
Just play the new one. Yeah.
It's more like a second or third edition of a book rather than like a volume.
So like the way that I kind of think about it is like, I mean, I think Fortnite kind of made how live and updated a game can be pretty radical, and there's like kind of no
Mhm.
reason you can't do something like that to a single player game. Like obviously we're not saying Y2K is a live game, it's not. It's just this one update. But like it's kind of in the spirit of that, and like it's a good idea to just accept that if you haven't beaten it yet, you have like a couple months, beat it, and then you'll have like a window that you could still beat it that will announce it. But you're gonna have to
Couple
start from
months.
the beginning. And I'm
Couple
sorry.
months, he says.
Yeah.
Yo, I have
so-
to do something in real life. I'll see y'all later. It's
Later.
been great.
Well,
I
I'm
also have to
excited.
do something in real life.
I'm excited to
have a
play Y2K Battle Royale with my Y2K body pillow. Thank you everyone for your time. It looks
No.
great so far.
No, there will be no body pillow.
I've loved my time.
There will be a body pillow.
There will
I
be
step
multiple
down.
body
I
pillows.
step down after
Every
that.
time you
Thank
say
you
there's
all, and
multiple-
good night.
If we don't, if there aren't official body pillows, people will make their own. All right,
Cheryl,
brother,
every
you've
time-
been invited to speak.
Every time you say there's not going to be a body pillow, another body pillow appears.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's a fucking
Look,
SCP.
all I'm saying is, if I get paid to do one,
So you
Alright, now
guys
we
have
need one
helped me
from-
out a lot, with like actually showing my art. This is like a general question for everyone else. Like a lot of people seem to have trouble like not only finishing their art but actually like showing it to other people. And I kind of want to know like your take in all of this, especially since you guys have faced like heavy criticism and like how you get over it and actually show your stuff to other people.
I would say that like what happened to us doesn't usually happen when you show someone your art. Like that's like.
But that's what everyone's afraid of.
Yeah, that's what they're afraid of.
Yeah, so like the reason you don't show your art is because you're afraid
You're
what
gonna get
happened to
punched
our
in the
art
face like us.
is gonna happen to you. And that's like the whole point of the okay, so like I was talking about it before. There's like a character in your head that you like engage with, and it's like the imaginary critic. And every time you don't paint something or draw something or show it to someone, it's because you're afraid that they're going to hate it the way that the imaginary critic in your head hates it. And you gotta kill that guy.
Yeah, I would say that like showing your work is like one of the best ways to get better.
I mean, yeah, because
So-
first of all, you just have to be comfortable with showing your work because art is meant to.
Yeah,
like,
it should
art
probably-
has to be seen and it has to
Yeah,
be touched and has
you
to
don't
be
want to
used.
be like the weirdo who like died and then they find like a bunch of art and like, oh, what was wrong with this guy? Oh, well, let's make an exhibition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
always
not
sad.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
You're
was
lucky
about
if they
it.
make an exhibition, honestly.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah, I just you guys have helped me so much through all of this. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Before we bring the next person in, I would like to say something.
Is it about body pillows?
It's not about fucking body pillows.
Okay,
Jesus
cool.
Man,
Christ.
Cheryl, you're really going on.
No, go ahead,
Yeah,
Cheryl.
it's
I
getting
was
to be a
about
bit much.
to
Let's turn it
have
down.
This whole like tangent where I talk about how much this game means to me. But you know what? That isn't happening anymore. My mistake was thinking that y'all would stop talking about body pillows the second I get up here and start speaking. But no, we're going back on the body pillows. I see we're
Are you gonna DMCA Andrew to take your music out of the game?
apologize.
if they release body
I don't
pillows.
think that's how that works.
I'm pretty sure we.
Yeah,
own
it's
that
very much
music.
not how
I
that
don't think- I don't
works.
think that
No,
works.
they own the full rights to the music I make for YIIK, and I'm fine with that.
So what I'm hearing is the game means something to you, and I like that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's cool. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't sit here on camera and have someone say anything sappy. So I consider it said.
I adore YIIK, a postmodern RPG. I adore YIIK 1.5. I adore everything about this game. Even the things that people don't like about this game, I've come to like about this game. I've had a very weird history with YIIK. I was also one of the people that started out by generally, you know, being one of those hip online memers. It's like, oh, look at this funny bad game with self-insert and the transphobic and the alt-right and real person death and all that. And it did take me a while to sort of come around on that, but ultimately I'm glad I did, because the chances I've gotten working on this game, the connections I've made working on this game, even just being a fan of this game, have pretty much changed the way I, like, go about my daily life. Like, I cannot understate or overstate or whatever you want to say. I cannot, like, put into words how much YIIK has impacted me. And I mean that entirely unironically. When I see people saying things like, you know, one of the best games ever made, or like ironically joking around, I'm just like, yeah, you can joke about that, but like it has made that difference for some people. At the very least, I know it's made that difference for me, and I want to thank Andrew and Brian for giving me this chance to sort of, I guess, change the kind of person I want to be and to get a better expectation of who I want to be and what I want to do. And this wouldn't have happened without YIIK a Postmodern RPG. And I'm really happy I get to help create such a personally impacting project for me. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I have to head out, but I want to get that off my chest before I go. Thank you guys for having me.
Cool,
Okay.
thank you.
Bye,
And thanks
Cheryl.
for stopping by on the stream.
You did that really well. I'm happy you memorized the script.
No.
I did that all. No, I just read that all from the
That was
heart.
a script.
Thank
That was a
you.
script.
That was
You know what?
great.
I'm taking it all back. I'm taking it all back.
You can't
So we
take
can
it-
move
you
forward
can't
with the
take
body
it
pillow.
back,
I
but-
had to respond to the joke. I couldn't.
If you're
respond,
redacting
like,
your statement, we
emotionally.
can move forward with the body pillows.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad.
If
Thank
it
you.
makes you guys happy, then do the fucking body pillow.
All right,
does.
cool.
Thank you for
Cheryl.
giving your permission.
Yeah, thank you for your approval. That's
Yeah.
the key factor.
You
I'm
have
happy
the
to have
Cheryl
your.
blessing of approval here. Do the
Right.
body pillows.
That meme.
Make
Wow.
sure
Is there
they're,
someone who didn't?
You heard it here first, folks. That was
Just-
great. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Keep,
All right.
keep the body pillows like a couple like meters away from my music in this game, please. Thank you.
I mean, they're not going to be
Alright,
in
for
the
sure.
game.
Yeah,
They're
they
going to be like a
certainly
product
won't.
Yeah, we're
for
gonna put-
generals to
Fucking
buy.
attitude.
We're
they
gonna
are.
put like one of those like squeezable music
I was
boxes.
gonna say they won't have that, but
Yeah, they're just cases, but
yeah, I just
All
don't
I'm
think anyone
saying is
would
you have
manufacture
the
that.
power. You know, if you want to make your dreams a reality, you got to be the one to make your dreams a reality.
I'm gonna burn your music to CD
Wow.
and shove it in my body pillow.
Whoa. Okay. Next.
I-
Whoa. Okay. Wait.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Yeah. Bye, Cheryl.
Wow.
Questions?
Wow.
All right.
That was
Oops.
a lot. That was great. Okay.
Do we have time for more people?
Yeah, we could do a little bit more. I guess one thing I just want to say, thank you, Cheryl, for. I know you're not here, which is why I got rid of you, so I could say this. I'm glad that you hated the game and then liked the game ironically and then unironically liked it and then loved it and all that stuff. That's great. I'm happy. That's really cool.
Yeah.
As long as you're thinking about it or talking about it and engaging with it, if you're ironic or unironic, at the end of the day, you're just keeping the thing alive, and that's cool. And you can only ask for participation from people. You can't ask them to love it, and you can't ask them to engage with
Yeah.
it the way that you want them to.
Which is why you have to make an update and force them to like it.
Exactly. Got to do the trickaroo. Okay, next
All right.
question.
Next person, Lieutenant Confetti. You've been invited to speak.
Welcome, sir, Lieutenant.
Okay.
No.
Yo.
What's up?
I'm saluting you.
Okay. Okay. So basically, these are two mini questions that are sort of the same.
Cool.
So, firstly, do you think YIIK I.V drip update will like sort of change the perspective of people who like sort of like mock the game and joke at it in a sense where it's like haha funny bad RPG? you think it's going to sort of change their perspective once they see like the changes that are added?
It's unknowable.
Yeah, like first of all, if they see it, if they care,
Yeah, I think
who knows?
My honest guess is the people who are going to see it and engage with it are probably not going to be the people that were talking about it on message boards and YouTube in 2019. I think it's gonna. I mean, maybe some of those people will comment on it, but like, the point of it really is so far removed from that.
That
because
being
you
said,
can't
I
know.
think it's a nice update, and I think you'd be really hard pressed not to have fun with it. But
yeah, I think
you know.
if you like the game already, or if the game's interesting to you, you're gonna think it's really
like
cool.
if there was something about it that you liked, it's definitely not worse.
But like if you have a fundamental flaw, like fundamental issue with like the game's message or the characters or the things that it's blunt about, it's not that won't change. It's not like a retcon or anything. So
yeah, I guess a good question related to that would be like, obviously you want everybody to enjoy the game and have fun. You want people to like the game, but do you care if somebody who disliked it suddenly changes their opinion or not?
I mean, I think that'd be cool, but I'm not gonna lose sleep if they don't. It's not gonna hurt my feelings.
Yeah, you know.
If you don't like it, you don't like it.
It's
like
I'm gonna tell you the secret. Okay, this is the thing that you've been waiting for. That doesn't get rid of the imaginary critic. If your critics like your stuff, it actually makes the imaginary critic worse. If you release something and nobody likes it and you get bad reviews, as long as you can keep making money doing it, that's the ideal path. Because then eventually you'll find an audience, or you don't, but as long as you got making a living and you get to do the thing you like, that's the point. The imaginary critic is wrong. Now we have to make the imaginary critic an enemy.
Yeah.
Oh no, you can't kill a critic in a game. That'd be really bad optics.
Yeah,
no, I'm not gonna do that. Scratch that. Okay, next question.
All right. And is that your question, Confetti?
Just. Oh, sorry. Since just the other question I had was like, since like you put so much work into like the IV updates, do you think you'll be increasing the price of the game for like, I suppose after the update, or will it be staying the same at 20?
I guess I don't see a reason to increase it. It was like already made all the money we wanted it to make, so like the update is kind of just like a practice for our next project. So
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Hope it,
And the
it is.
update itself is free.
It's
if
free, but I'm
anybody's
sorry.
missed
So
that.
let me say what I'm sorry. I didn't finish answering the question. I don't see any reason to increase the price because it's for people who already have it. It's not to drive sales further.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see. It's just because
And I
like you
think
know
we
you
would
put
just-
like so much work into it that like
Yeah, but
I suppose
don't
like
you think raising the price would just make the barrier of entry harder into it when there's already like all this resistance to the game and like the meme of it is rough. It just doesn't.
it probably wouldn't go over very
Yeah,
well if you just start raising prices. I
Yeah.
don't think there's a need.
No, I don't think we will. I don't see a point. A lot of gamers don't have money anyway because most gamers are kids. So no reason to make it such a huge barrier.
That being said, this is an M-rated game. So.
Yes, most 18-year-old kids.
Yeah, but there's also a bunch of 16-year-olds that keep playing.
I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
That's between them and the ESRB.
Yeah. Okay.
True.
Next question.
All right, next question. Oh, actually, before we get to the next question, Andrew, I was alerted by Girl at the Piano that you had a friend, Perul, who was a commentator on stream, right?
Yes.
Okay, I will go ahead and bring them onto the stage to
Excellent.
stay.
Brendan.
Perul, you've been invited to speak. Welcome.
Hey.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get a drink because that's we can go for like another 20 minutes, but I just need to drink liquid.
Okay.
All right,
Give me
no
a second.
worries.
Brian,
I will stay here while you drink a liquid.
Brian's cannon while I'm gone.
Yeah.
And when I'm back.
You should have gotten an IV.
Yeah.
But
True.
now he has to drink water like an idiot.
All right, so Andrew's out for water. Brian's still here.
We could
I
still
had a
take
question
questions.
for Brian, actually.
Oh.
Brian,
Yes.
who is the coolest designed character in this game? There's a right answer.
That's hard to say. Is it Chandra?
No, I love Chandra, but
Okay, it's not the
No,
right
she's
I
like
think he wanted
hot.
your
She's not
opinion.
cool. Yeah, and I wanted your opinion.
I don't know if I can answer with my opinion because people haven't seen the character that I would be thinking.
All
of.
right, okay.
So,
I'll
that's
allow it.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
All right, no
Okay.
worries.
But what
He
about
has a couple-
canonically?
Yeah.
Who's canonically the
revealed
coolest looking?
characters.
Yeah, who
Oh,
has
I
the
know the
highest
answer to
cool
this.
stat in YIIK?
I know the answer, Hellcry.
What's the answer?
I mean, it's like Wilfred and Amelia.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
All right. I will. Yeah, we can still take questions.
Yeah, it'll be a little special part that Andrew gets to miss out on.
Yeah, I'll just take like one or two. Just to
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
things
No,
fun.
let's try to speed run them.
I'm
Get a lot of
Speed-
questions. We want
Andrew
Andrew to miss
just
this whole
comes
thing.
back and the stage is fucking over. No, I would never. Here's Split Adam. You've been sitting there for a while and you're new. You've been invited to speak.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
I guess I'm kind of new to this.
Oh, Andrew's right here.
So,
So, if he gets
Andrew
attention,
just got
then
back.
he's gonna start-
So I know earlier you guys mentioned that it's like it's weird seeing YouTubers just kind of like use your image, and it's also it's also kind of discouraging, at least initially, when you compare your games to like other games, like when you just want to get something done.
I don't get that last
Yeah,
part.
I don't think you should compare your games to other games.
Well, there was like something that you had. It was like something you had to avoid.
I'm not sure I understand. Do you understand?
My memory could just be
Say,
wonky.
so this is something we said or something you're...
I thought it was something said on stream, but my memory could be failing me
Okay.
easily.
Okay. I don't... I guess like gamers talk about games by saying it's this plus this, which is like the Gen X formula for creativity, where they're like, it's Back to the Future meets Jurassic Park. So like every video game is kind of like...
That's a good one.
Yeah, yeah. Every video game is like Ocarina of Time meets Mega Man. I don't know what the fuck that would be like, but that would be cool.
Be Mega Man Legends.
It'd be Mega Man Legends, exactly. Yeah.
Time traveling Mega Man.
It's like the
Yeah.
Dark Souls of platformers.
Yeah, like the Dark Souls of platformers
But it
is
also
another
looks
great
like
example.
Dark Souls. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But so like that is just like a kind of a reality of how people talk about things. And I think that it kind of creates an expectation that a game will be like the things that the person says inspired it. Like everybody, there's like this idea of like, it's almost like the spiritual successor meme, where like a game is like it's like a really literal version of what if they made another version of Paper Mario, but original IP.
Right.
And like that's really good, and I love those games. But people tend to
run
assume
into like confusion too, because people are like, well, I don't see the Earthbound in this game.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, well, it's inspired by that, but it doesn't
Yeah.
mean that I'm knocking it off. Like exactly, it's like a
Right.
Yeah.
I guess that also makes like an expectation for people to like think, oh, my game isn't as good as this or something like that.
Well, it makes it that.
Yeah, like even if it was better, if it's not the same thing and it's what people wanted,
Yeah, that
it
can
causes
be...
confusion.
Yeah, like
Alright,
Axiom Verge is a great example. It's a Metroidvania, but it's really like a Metroid fan game, but it's amazing and it's like better than any Metroid game that had been made at that point. But then it came up with entirely new weapons, entirely new bosses, things that made it different than Super Metroid. And it was better than Super Metroid. It's like I think it's probably like one of the greatest indie games ever made. But then there were people who were like, oh, I expected this to be more like Metroid. And then like they do Axiom Verge 2, and it's like a big departure from what Axiom Verge 1 was. And it's all because there's like kind of like a... And I'm not speaking for the developer's creative process, I don't know. But I think that expectation that it's going to be Metroid kind of hurts a game that might be better than Metroid. And I think that if games weren't so similar, maybe we wouldn't compare them so much. And if we didn't compare them so much, maybe they would be less similar, and we'd find...
Yeah, or maybe we have to find a new way of talking about inspiration without people assuming. It's hard.
Yeah.
Communication's impossible.
Yeah.
So...
And the thing is, like... I don't know. What do you think of this? What's your opinion?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. I've noticed a lot of games going around, like a lot of like more indie games. People are like, oh, this is Earthbound and Yuminiki, or oh, this is what's it? This is Wario Land and Sonic, or just I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me thinking about how some games will get released and not
Okay,
have
well,
their own or
here's the-
people just won't see them as their own thing.
So the trick is, and I didn't know this, but now I know it. Make your game so different that you can't compare it to anything else.
See.
And Y2K doesn't do that, because Y2K it's a lot like Earthbound because it's set in the modern day. It's a lot like Persona because it has young people. It's a little bit like Shadow Hearts.
I'd say it definitely has diverged even further from its...
Oh, because now it's its own thing, I think. But it's always going to be attached to the thing we made before. But our next game, we're going to pursue something like that. And that's what you should do. Because if people... If you look at Tetris and compare it to The Legend of Zelda, and compare The Legend of Zelda to Kirby, and let's pretend those are the only 3 video games that ever existed. And like those were like the 3, and that's what video games were. Those are distinctly different concepts.
Yeah.
Those are not the same game. But now games are, there's like a base action game or base RPG game, and then things just get layered on top of them. And that's great. That's what genre is. But like, you don't have to do that. Like, you could just make up a whole new game, and you can think about why games are fun and what you like about RPGs and add that in, and then you can make something that's really incomparable.
No, that's another problem with like game genre in general. Is like you start having to make design decisions you don't necessarily want to make because
because it's like, well, the people have opinions about, and then. So, like, there's the meta opinion about, like, RPG inventories. It's different in every community.
Yeah.
So, like, people who play Saga games and people who play Earthbound and people who play Final Fantasy are
or
gonna...
Morrowind or...
Right.
Like,
Everyone who plays RPGs just has a completely different idea. Brendan, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Can you comment on this? What do you think about this as a non-game developer? Because I like this topic. I'm reinvigorated.
Oh, nice. I do think it's harmful to think of game genres or just game inspirations as like that A plus B equals my game formula. Because when you think about any other genre of art, if someone were to say, "Oh, this is a Picasso with Kirchner colors" or something like that, people would just be like, "Oh, that's just a ripoff. You're just ripping off 2 people instead of 1 person." Like, no one describes artistic genres in that way in any other medium.
I love so much that you said this. This makes me jazzed. I have something I want to say about that.
It's a really good way of putting it.
Video games are a product of Gen X, really. Like boomers obviously invented them, or maybe a little bit older. But like the people who grew up on games and like what the idea of games are was at the height of commercialization in America. So like if you watched Ninja Turtles, it wasn't just enough that you had a action figure. You had all the action figures. You had all the posters. And this kind of marketing and like film zeitgeist is what inspired video games. So you already have this version that is so far from caring about being derivative, because like film was always something that like pandered to like a...
Oh yeah, like how many video games that I played that basically started Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, like when you play 80s games, they're just 80s movies, and like they're just inspired by them.
Yeah.
So like, but that's at the same generation that comes up with, oh, what if it was Star Wars, but it starred a girl? Oh my God! It's like, okay, yeah, maybe, but like it shouldn't be like Star Wars. It should be a Star Wars movie about a girl in the Star Wars universe. No. It has to be the same movie. It's the same movie.
Yeah.
But again, and then it's not the same movies. It's just random fan fiction. That's the problem, and that's why we have to stop comparing game genres or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I've been kind of thinking about that a bit because I've been working on my own like small little project, and I've was like, oh, is this too similar to that? Or so this advice helped me.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
Love to hear that.
All right, well, thanks for your time, and sorry if I like sounded weird at the start.
No, I
No, you're
appreciated
good.
it.
Okay, so yeah.
I think what's funny about that framing of games and like that whole like everything that came from that was video games never had their classical period, their renaissance.
Yeah.
Because unlike music and art and sculpture, it doesn't go back that far. It goes back to like the 70s, but not really. It really starts in the 80s. And
the classical period is like shooting something with an oscilloscope, and that's like
and like it wasn't an art. It wasn't like it was always art, but it wasn't. There was no like video game art world that talked about like the aesthetics of video games and like the meaning behind them. It was art in the same way that like a movie's art because you participate with it. Anyway, we can go
on. Okay. I'm going to act without bias. I have a number in my head, 1 through 10. The first person to guess it in IV stream questions will be invited to speak. Damn, Evolution got it. Okay, cool. Shit, that was fast. Everybody guesses 7. Evolution, you've been invited to speak.
What up?
How did I first try that? Okay, anyways.
Fucking no, dude.
I have like just 2 quick questions. One, did you get any special guest voice actors this time?
They're all
for like any role, like one-off bosses or some shit.
They're all special.
Actually,
you just wait and see.
Yeah.
Just wait and see. I can't say
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, I feel like that would be like a spoiler question.
Yeah, voice acting, that'll all be part of the bigger surprise later.
Another question? It's kind of like 2 of them mixed together. Did you add any super bosses like most RPGs have?
There will be a super boss.
Like
Oh,
most
really?
RPGs have, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like most RPGs have, we're gonna have it too.
Yeah.
And are there more optional bosses? Because I can only think of like 2 from the original that were optional.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's a
that's
lot
all I
more-
really wanted to ask.
A lot more enemies with much cooler
All right.
designs this time around.
So like, I'll tell you I could tell you what one of the optional bosses is.
Okay.
Okay, so there's the guy with the camera on the top. If you can manage to somehow get up on top, you can fight something.
Yeah. A little troll
Oh
for,
shit! Really?
Yeah.
Speedrunners.
Yeah. So, but they're weird. But there are optional things in the game. But like, it's not necessarily going to be like how you'd find it. Like, you're not going to talk to an NPC.
Oh, you crazy people with your panda tech that I don't understand.
It's more like that.
Yeah.
I was gonna mention one more thing actually before I go. I want to personally apologize. When I first got your game, I actually pirated it. I bought it now, but
thank
I
you
just
for
thought I should
buying it.
apologize about that. I ended up enjoying the game more than I thought I would.
Hell yeah.
I forgive you.
So,
You paid for it.
so thank you for the game.
Thank you for stealing my game and then
I
liking
paid it. Don't worry, I bought it.
No, but you first stole it and then you bought it. But that's
Yeah.
great. Thank you. I'm glad you did that because this is a good conversation and I'm happy you played it. I'm just being silly.
All right, thank you.
All right, cool.
Take care.
What a character. We've got some characters here. I love that.
What a weird thing to say to someone.
Bro Devin, you've been invited to speak. You were second closest.
Yo,
Hello.
Oh, no, you were just second on post. Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Since the game is going to be radically like changed from literally everything, are you planning on preserving the original version via like the beta? Like, you know how you get to the betas of Steam? Do you know?
Yeah, we're doing that.
Yeah, are you gonna put that in there so that if anyone wanted to play the original version, if they were curious, like, are you able to do that?
Yeah, we're doing that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. It's just a
yeah. I don't get that. I mean, like, and we're gonna do it. I know people care, but like, it's such a weird thing. Like, I can't imagine doing that. Like, even a game.
Wait,
I
just in
love.
case people want to look back and say, "Oh,
People want to.
it's like it's a sort of a retrospective, just in case."
Yeah.
If they're doing that, so.
Yeah, I just better not see any reviews of it.
Yeah, that's like that would be what would happen. Someone will review that version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Thank
you.
It's to preserve speedrunning categories. That's why.
That's a good one.
Speedrunning.
All right.
that's a good
Mukul
one.
H.
I don't want
you
anybody to
were-
beat my world record.
Hey.
Mukul H, you have been invited to speak.
Hey, Mukul.
And good job
Oh,
almost guessing the
Holy
number.
shit, hey, I was just writing. Oh man, I was writing down another question I had related to this. Okay. Right. I'm sort of scattered, so forgive me.
No problem.
I've got 2 questions. My first is there anything you can say about your next project and or Chromophore? Any little hints or teases you'd like to say?
Let me think. Well, Chroma 4 is on pause, obviously, while we work on Y2K, because there's only so much of us to go around.
Literally just the two of us at our kitchen table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
We made some pretty good progress on our next project before we also paused that to work on this.
I can say that we're doing the soundtrack with a full orchestra with like 100 people.
That's
and
really sick.
It's
pretty cool.
Pretty cool. It's a spectacle.
It's made in Unreal Engine, so it's not a Unity game this time around.
And it looks. If you like the visuals of Y2K, it doesn't look anything like it.
Yeah.
It looks better.
Yeah. It's a different kind of a setting.
Different, yeah, it's different.
But
It's a whole other thing.
I think you'd still like it.
I think you'd still like it, but it's like a different fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, as long as it's good, I'm up for it.
Cool.
So, my second question is, I'd like to know. So back in the day before launch, I got into the game because of your appearance at Camp Fan Gamer. I was very excited for the game, so I was excited to see when you put out the episode Prime demo that you had at one of PAX. And I remember reading somewhere that the content for that demo was made exclusively for the demo. And then I played the game and I saw that the content from the episode Prime demo was in the final game. So am I misremembering that, or did plans change since then?
You're correct. It was just people didn't like what was in that part of the game, and people liked episode Prime. So when we were like remaking the game based on like early feedback, we put it in because we knew people liked it. And that was true at the time because it meant that it wasn't something that was in the game. It really wasn't. It was made just for episode Prime.
Yeah.
But it got put in the game because it ended up being one of the better things we had made.
Yeah.
Does that have anything to do with Mountain Town?
Yeah, well, yeah, so basically like there was a different Mountain Town level, but episode Prime doesn't have Mountain Town in it. You just go from Alex's house to the mountain.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And why? This is my last thing because I just remembered this. Why were there save points in the episode Prime demo when you can't use them?
Oh, because they were like, I think, I'm trying to think.
Well, I think it's because it's because it's what the game looks like, and it's kind of weird to take them out. And I get like you could just disable them, but like it's kind of part of the design. And at the time we were like, oh,
it's
let's
also
leave
good
them in.
to see that there are save points.
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of problems that we had early on is that when we demoed the game, people didn't know what kind of game it was.
Yeah.
Like they were like, oh, does this game just all take place in this location? And it was it's like, well, no, it's like an RPG. Have you ever played like, do you know what Pokemon is?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like,
it's fun.
Sort of an uphill.
It was
battle
always
'cause
so
it didn't-
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such weird responses to it. It was great. But not the response it got, which was the weirdest
Which is why
part.
we did things like keep save points in there. Oh, so it's gonna be like a bigger game. You can save in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
People who go to conventions and play Y2K are not the same people who talk about games online, though they might walk amongst each other.
Yeah,
at the
it's,
convention.
It's pretty interesting.
That's great. I it's awesome getting answers to these after so long because these are things I've been wondering about for a very long time.
Okay, it's so funny. Like I would never think anyone would care about that.
I latch on to the weirdest of things.
It's good to know.
Yeah. And I guess that's all I have to say on that matter. So before I leave, I want to thank you for making this game. I've had a really weird experience with it, and my thoughts on it have changed drastically for a very long time. But I think I've settled on enjoying it, and I'm very, very excited to see how IV turns out. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
All right. Cool. Awesome. Shaney 64 UHD 4K remaster. You have been invited to the stage.
Oh, finally. You know, that version of the game was pretty rough.
Yeah,
I'm glad
it was
I got a
weak.
Ultra HD 4K master.
Especially compared to Shaney 64 UHD 2K 1.5 plus 2.5.
Yeah, well, actually, there's a story behind that, but I don't want to get too much into it. Basically, long story short, my Discord got hacked. This is a new one. Hello.
Oh, damn. Sorry to hear that. Hello.
Nah, it's all good. Discord. Hello. First of all, I have a few actually. well, first and foremost, I've actually been I've been following the development of this game. I mean, well, it's out already, but I've been following it since 2014 or whatever, 2015. Here and there, and I saw it, one of these days, and it got released suddenly. And I was like, hey, that's neat. And, I've watched a few videos on it. People got mixed feelings. I get it, but I've played it. I think it's okay. But one thing the first gameplay trailer I saw was the battle system. I was wondering, aside from Mario RPG and stuff like that, did you guys get inspiration from Shadow Hearts at all?
Oh, totally.
Oh yeah. That's actually why we asked Hiroki Kikuta to do music for Y2K, because he worked on Kudelka, which is the game that comes before Shadow Hearts, and it was like a connection that we thought was cool.
I thought so.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So that was the idea, yeah.
No, it's all good, because it's been a question that's been just bugging me for the last 4.5 years.
Yeah. I mean,
and it's just
technically works different, but it's definitely visually inspired.
Yeah, I think it's even mentioned on the reference page.
I probably is, yeah.
Probably.
See, I thought so, and personally, I'm just so glad that I'm not the only person who remembers Shadow Hearts ever existed.
I
so I'm just
love Shadow Hearts.
Yeah.
So it's incredible. Everyone should play it.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Everyone should play it.
Yeah, everyone should play PS2 games.
Yeah.
PS2
RPGs in general, actually.
Yeah, they're great.
Oh, yeah, one of the best eras.
You're gonna, yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if a modern audience can dig them.
No, they just wait. They just wait for a expansion pack that costs half of the game.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, PlayStation 1 games are more palatable.
In some ways, yeah, they are, because they're designed more like Super Nintendo games with 3D graphics.
Yeah, but I do like me a good PS2 RPG.
They were trying, yeah.
I get you. Before I do leave, there was one more question. It's what is the future of this game? Because again, I've been following the updates for this game for 2020 and beyond as well, and I like where it's going. I remember the Golden Alpaca scene, how people meme the hell out of it, and it's I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of funny, but it's just. And then I saw the revised version, and I was like, whoa, this is dead ass actually good. What is the future for the game? Was what I'm trying to say. Ask.
Well, I guess we plan on putting out this update, which should shock and terrify people, and I think people will like it. I think it's going to be alarming how big of a jump in quality it is.
Sounds really awesome.
Yeah,
pretty funny. Yeah.
I did have one more question before I head out. Do you guys have any plans on working after this? Do you actually have plans on remaking Two Brothers or whatever? Because I've been intrigued by it, but it's not available for purchase anymore. But it's just really intrigued me.
Yeah, it's eventually going to come to pass.
I mean, we're going to, but it's such a thankless thing. To be entirely honest,
gotcha.
Yeah,
it's hard to do.
It's honestly in some ways it's a bigger game than Y2K is.
Yeah, it's especially remaking it, and it's just the two of us, and
yeah, it might end up being that we take the original version and get that one working.
Yeah, we were thinking maybe they have a bunch of updates to Multimedia Fusion, maybe import it into there, fix problems,
rewrite most of the code, but keep the layouts and stuff.
Yeah,
and
then
we're gonna
just
figure out how
release
we tackle that.
Yeah,
because comparing the new version of the remake versus the original is still much further along, even with its problems.
And there's a bunch of people who worked on the original who are contractually involved in the game, so we would have to when we remake it.
Yeah, it's basically not gonna make us any money.
It's gonna make
but
we would make $3 on each copy.
I still want people to play it though.
Yeah,
I think it's a pretty cool game.
Yeah, so it's tricky.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll get there.
Yeah. But the thing is, we can't also doesn't feel good selling it now because it doesn't really run on a lot of PCs. It require a very specific thing. So it's
nah, I get you.
Hopefully we'll fix it and then we'll make it available again.
Yeah.
But we have bigger dreams than a game we thought of so many years ago. Y2K IV is something really fun to work on, but like we can do a lot more than this, and we want to show people, but we have to do this first. So
I think fans of that game will also like our new game. Same with
yeah.
Y2K. It's even if you don't immediately get it when you see it, it's so vague. It's hard to be
very
vague.
us. It's very us. So I think the thing that's good about Y2K is the best that we can do, and the best that we can do is better in the new game. So
yeah, because if I remember correctly, you said that like it was well, aside from I guess like port helping or whatever, like you guys basically worked on it on your own.
Which aspects? Sorry.
Well, Y2K or just most of it.
I mean, even we did all the porting. We did the ports ourselves as well.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so like we're the ones who tested on the Switch and did the certification and run on the dev kit, and we don't have like any. It's just the two of us. We're it.
Yeah,
and it's been that way for a long time. It's been that way since like a year before the game came out. Like
I gotta say that's actually really impressive.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for this opportunity. I really do appreciate it. It was good to actually meet you. Like honestly, like seriously.
You as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good night, and you guys take care. Okay.
Yeah, you take care as well. Thank you.
That was fun. I liked that. Okay, let's do like two more and then wrap it up.
Two more. Okay, I'll try to get some.
And then if there's any
for a
written
while,
questions,
Bran, you have been invited to the stage.
How's it going, Bran?
Hey.
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Decent.
I'm yicking out.
Yicking out. I like that.
That's the name
So
of the podcast.
the atmosphere of the YIIK update's really cool. Like I like the art design that you guys are going for, the art direction, all that
thanks a
stuff.
lot.
Pretty cool.
Thank you.
So my question for you guys is, I noticed that you guys are making a lot of overhauls to the game, like changing a lot of like the old stuff that a lot of people didn't really take seriously. So what I was wondering is, were there some moments that you felt from the original YIIK that were iconic that you kind of like reluctantly felt that you should immortalize? Or are you like completely changing everything?
Okay, so like this is kind of goes back to like everyone asking about how you actually release something. You can't be precious about it. Like you gotta just move forward. Like if something has to be reworked, you just rework it.
Yeah, we also don't really have the same like nostalgia for certain things that other people do.
Like we just see like to us like we look at it and
it's like, well, this is our work, and then we can change it, and then it's still our work. Like that's just kind of how it has to be.
Yeah. It's the only way to be.
I would say that every change that we've made is for the better. Like
like I don't think you can look at anything we showed tonight and go the original version is better in any way. Like this is just it's such a expanded and more expressive thing, just like with the characters' facial expressions and like the few cutscenes, like getting close up to the characters and getting to be intimate with them.
Yeah, I think that's what's nice about this update more than anything is just being able to get like close to the 3D models, like you can like feel them and understand them better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice, I respect that. I'm gonna miss Lemonade though.
So like, how much are you gonna miss it? So much that like we shouldn't have made this update.
Nah, I'm just messing with you guys. Everything looks great.
Okay.
Love the direction.
Cool.
Cool stuff.
Cool.
All right. Cool.
Hell yeah.
All right, you guys have a good night.
You too.
All right, Andrew. As this will be the last one before I make it like text only, for both of our sakes, I will let you choose the final person to be brought on.
Okay.
Pick the middle one.
What are the options? Am I picking a number?
We have Rion the Ghost. We have Stars Philip. We have Grimble. Grimbledorf is the name. We have Some Dude Other. We have Al 2009 Man. We have Dusky, whose birthday it is. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We have Professor Oblivion. We have Stellar 5555. We have ASDWZ. We have Act 8113. We have Konami Code, so Linguistic Spaceship from the subreddit and also the Discord in general. We have Detective YIIK. We have Keibetsu. And then we have Seppu.
Wow.
Oh wow. Okay, I think maybe we could do a few more. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's 14
okay.
people.
Why don't we get the birthday person?
Yeah,
in?
the birthday person.
Let's get the birthday. All right. Where are you? Damn, I just fucking had you too. Dusky, here you go. You've been invited to the channel.
All right, everybody. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, hello. Happy birthday.
to you.
I'm not singing on camera. Yeah. Happy birthday,
Happy
though.
birthday.
Wonderful. I'm glad you're
I'm really
born.
happy with the way it was going.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So, I wanted to ask: are there any characters that you particularly favored? And if so, have they changed throughout the development of the game?
I'm not sure that I've favored like one character of the other myself. Like there are new characters that I like a lot. There are old characters that I like a lot. The only thing I will say is like for me, like when I start animating them, like I feel like I'm starting to understand the way they move better, and I like kind of get into their head in that way. But I don't think I can pick a favorite.
Who's the funnest to animate?
Actually, Alex is probably the funnest to animate.
Nice.
He can do a lot of like really wacky stuff. He's got like this nice bold like presence about him.
He always reminded me of Woody.
Yeah.
And Michael like Buzz, which is why we had Bridget do the.
Yeah, I think Michael's the hardest for me to animate, which is weird.
Yeah, I think
he's the easiest to animate in theory. Yeah.
Did we answer your original question?
I'm not sure.
Oh, Andrew, as far as like writing characters, who do you think is like the easiest to write or the most fun to write for?
I don't think about it like that. I don't know.
I don't know why these like choices are so hard for us. But...
Yeah, like it's not. I'm not.
Yeah.
Is there any character that you're really proud of the way you wrote them, or something like that?
I guess
kind of
for the update, I'm proud of the Crow. I think the Crow is. I think he's a fun character, and I think he gets to do some interesting
stuff.
It's a pretty
fun one to animate as well. I guess.
Yeah, and I guess I'm interested in like irregular presences. Like, why is this character so prevalent in the story? Like someone so like unusually placed, like the Crow eating popcorn, talking to Sammy. Like that's interesting to me. That's stuff I find compelling. I like the juxtaposition of the two. So like with the Crow, that's kind of the idea, but it's never presented like that anywhere else in the game. It's presented in a bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
But that's like the thesis of the character. So he's fun to write.
Yeah. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. All right. Andrew, I'll let you pick again.
Okay. So let me see.
If it helps, I'll get a screenshot.
Is Alf's in there?
Is who?
Is Alf's trying to get on?
Alf's? Oh no, unfortunately not. No.
Okay.
I don't even see Alf's in the crowd.
How do I see who has? Oh, show requests. Okay, this is much easier to see.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I'll have to guess.
Detective Yidrisiel.
Detective. Okay. You have been invited to speak, detective.
A good boy. Long time friend.
Hey.
How you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Yo.
I'm doing great. I'm
excellent.
Man, I'm super fucking stoked and super impressed by just the new UI, the everything, the battle system. Holy,
thank you. That means a lot.
Thank you. That's awesome.
And I was actually and when you're talking about streamer mode, I have a lot of questions with that.
Okay.
That's I've about what that would entail, because I have a lot of friends that are streamers, because I have because whenever IV comes out, I'm actually going to gift it to 2 streamer friends of mine to boost you guys a bit.
Awesome.
One of them is Sticky BM, who's one of them is Sticky BM, and and another one is Unique Geese. I'm gonna give it to whenever it comes out.
Awesome.
And
thank you.
how would streamer mode work? Like,
okay, so the new battle system, and kind of like a lot of the visuals in Y2K are about treating the sky like a green screen.
Yeah.
And the battle mode, we present the Carta and other things using the background color as if it was just like something that was being keyed out and then peeking into another reality.
Oh, that's awesome.
And you can just place yourself behind like you're the Carta.
Yeah, exactly. Then the colors won't change and it'll stay there.
And it'll be you, like basically like this video footage in the background, because you can just key it out, and because it stays one color, and you can run the game. So something like that.
Oh, that's super awesome.
Yeah.
And how would that work? I wonder how it would work for, because one of the person I'm going to give to is a PNG tuber.
I don't know what that is.
Just the VTuber person.
Okay. I mean, they're just gonna. It's literally just gonna be.
Yeah, it should. In
it's
theory,
just a green
you
screen. It's not. It's
yeah.
Just.
So it's just showing the background. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And just to be clear, streamers don't have to play it that way.
Yeah, no, of course not. It's not like
Yeah.
It's kind of a joke.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like,
that's cute. Cool. I have a couple friends that'll really enjoy that. Heck, I'll enjoy that myself. It's
cool.
I love the meta aspects, especially especially since you're adding way more meta aspects. That's one thing I loved about the original YIIK, and then adding more to it, I'm like, oh, good shit.
Thanks.
But I'm also wondering about oh shit. I think someone already asked about somebody probably already asked about the voice actors and stuff. So I've
what about them? I can probably answer it.
Is there going to be any new line? Well, I think you probably have said before that there wasn't going to be any new lines for Alex. So because of the original voice actor, or is that has that changed?
No, it hasn't changed. So okay. So like Y2K is like 1.0, like all like that story stuff remains, and like everything that happens to Alex is constant. That we did not change. That we didn't really embellish it. We just drew attention to certain things. But then there's a whole other story that's interwoven into the game.
And I'm super excited for that.
But like to answer the question, like
it's not gonna feel like it's missing anything.
Yeah.
Like, that story was already done. Like,
yeah.
I'll say it works extremely well. Like you don't even, if you were to play it for the first time now, you wouldn't even know that it was like interjected into the game.
Yeah. And like the adding the new stuff in helped us pace some of the other stuff better as well.
Yeah.
And so like there's no new lines for Alex. That hasn't changed, but it works. And it works in an interesting way.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it just I just looked in the but that's fucking awesome. Thank you. I don't know if you saw like the sketch in there that was pinned, but I
yeah.
No, I have not.
There's a sketch of Alex body pillow, and
I just did that.
Okay, I'll check it, but it's not going to be on the video because
you can go find it yourself.
Yeah.
Or draw your own.
Yeah.
All right.
It's mostly a joke, but I had a great. But thank you so much. You're all awesome, and I'm so glad to have, been able to. Pretty much, I've been. Watching your development over the years, and you guys have greatly fucking improved, and I'm in awe, and it means a lot to me, and you guys mean a lot to me. Thank you.
Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you. That's really
Thanks for coming by, YIIK. It's always great seeing you.
It's great seeing you too. I love you guys a lot. You know, we're like a YIIK family, the Y2K family.
I mean, if that's your parasocial relationship, that's not mine.
I have a parasocial relationship with Alex Y2K.
All right.
We are.
See you, YIIK.
We'll see ya.
Okay, let's do one more, and then we'll go to we'll wrap up.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, So let's see who else is trying to. I'm gonna pick one more person. Let's bring on Linguistic Starship.
Linguistic Starship, all right. You know, sometimes I sit here and I see that I could just invite so many people at once, and it tempts me. I could just bring on the entire almost the entire voice chat.
Last time we'll just do everyone at the end, and they
everyone
can
at the
try
end.
to make a coherent question.
Yeah.
It'd be
All right.
great.
Hey, KK, you're on, by the way.
Hi.
Hey.
Since the whole game is like getting this massive overhaul, I'm wondering if there's any changes or additions to Onism 1999.
There's additional Onism content, and that's all I'll say.
That sucks. I was wondering if you would talk about it at all, but I guess it works good as a surprise, you know?
Yeah, it has to be.
I guess since you don't have anything to say about Onism, I guess I'll just ask another question about like if you'll ever return to YIIK, not in like an actual. Someone already talked about it a little bit, but I'm saying like in like maybe a short story kind of way, or some kind of spin-off, maybe in the distant future.
It'll probably happen. We were talking about that.
Yeah, like, we have ideas. Like, really, we want to get started on our next like big project. But like we don't want it to die because people like it, and we know a lot more people are gonna like it when the update comes out, and at least it's gonna be more people who want to talk about it, and that's something. So it's like if there's people who want to engage with it more, you can kind of keep saying a little bit more. Like maybe we would do like a short film, like a OVA or something, that like uses Onism as like a binding story thing, and it'd be about new characters, and we would animate it, but like better than we did in the game. Like something like that would be cool. Something that we could say like, oh, we're gonna devote like 12 weeks to this thing, and we're gonna make something awesome.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so maybe something like that, but it'll probably be. We'll see. Who knows?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Okay, well, thanks for answering. Good luck with 1.5.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, sure.
This
Wait,
is a
okay,
good question that's not related, but people have been asking about the Japanese localization.
Yeah.
And they're asking if it's going to come out day one alongside IV.
It has to. It has to. Because it's that's how the Nintendo Switch works. If we updated the game in their local, you can't have like.
Yeah, we'd probably end up breaking it.
You'd break the game. So it has to. Yeah, it's a barrier. It's like voice acting or a few of the other things.
Yeah. It's part of the reason why you don't have it yet. Besides it not being done.
All right. So that's the end.
Yeah. Okay. Let's let's invite everyone at once.
Yes. Time for chaos.
And then we'll just do like a 30 seconds of that.
Everyone let the chaos watch.
Yeah.
over
Ask
here.
all your questions as fast as you can. And
Let's
Brian and I will. This is what it's like in our
we
heads.
might hang up. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll let in like 3 at a time.
No, all at once.
No,
Just-
All at once. All right. Fuck it. We ball.
Yeah.
All in.
Wait,
Holy shit.
Question. Shit.
Oh boy.
Y2K2 boys.
This is not going to
end. Y4K. Y4K. Shut up. It's my question.
Alex, I threw the flyer over the bench.
Setting the menu on the game.
Also, what did you just
Postmodern RPG. Welcome to YIIK, a
Well, Alex, if you
postmodern
added the format, please answer. I really hope it's not you. Please add it.
Hey, I love Railbar.
Bye, guys.
Okay, so we're still live, but we're not on Discord anymore.
Yeah, it turns out that was a mistake, but now
Yeah.
we know we don't do that.
Okay, so that was fun. Okay, thank you all for joining.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was really cool.
Yeah, I think this was our first stream ever, right?
Yeah, we've never live streamed before.
Hope we didn't mess it up.
Yeah, I think we did it right. We practiced,
Yeah.
and we tested. It was a little weird, but
yeah.
We're gonna do more stuff like this. Like we're gonna show like advanced combat, like what it's like with like more party members.
Yeah.
And like very gameplay focused stuff. And we're gonna, try and just keep more of a presence.
Keep you guys in the loop.
Yeah.
I think that's just sort of the tip of the iceberg of the update that we've done.
Yeah, I think
So, if you liked that,
yeah. We have not shown too much. If that's your
I know
fear,
a lot of people were worried about that.
we've shown nothing.
Yeah, like basically no one's seen anything, and they're all worried that they've seen everything. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, no, not really. You don't
Exactly.
You don't know what you're about to walk into. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah. All right. Well, bye everybody.
yeah, buy our merch.
How's it going, boyos? It's your boy, Hellcry, back at it again with some sick advertising. You love YIIK, you breathe YIIK, you need to have YIIK fill that empty hole in your heart. Well, I can't solve all your problems, but I can tell you where you can buy Y2K, a postmodern RPG merchandise. I know some of you out there are hardcore pen collectors, and these two pens at the YIIK merch site should suit your fancy. One's a Bella, fed up with the antics of Alex, and an overworld Alex himself. What about some cool clothes to flaunt how much of a YIIK head you are? Big fan of the mysterious musician, Bella Wild? Missed the 1998 Mystical LP Legend Tour? Well, we found a box full of these old tour t-shirts that you can make yours. Maybe you want something a little cooler. Worn by the legendary hero, Travis Touchdown in Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, you can pick up the Sacred Geometry shirt. All of these can be found at merch.yizbrid.net/collection/YIIK. Want more clothes? What about an awesome collaboration with my good friend and awesome artist, Rope Snake? Available at Roba, we have this great interdimensional girl shirt. Wait, that's not enough clothes? You want the shirt Alex wears in-game? Well, I'm not so sure. Gotcha! Of course, by heading over to the Axe shop, you can find even more YIIK fits for your entire wardrobe. Alex's Ordinary Colors tee, Claudio's Maho Shoujo Haru no Shimai long sleeve shirt, maybe even this absolutely awful, ugly Alex sweater that screams graphic design is my passion. Wait, now that's too many clothes? What about prints? They're like clothes for the walls in your house. And the answer is yes, we got those. And hold on. I'm getting info on a brand new merch drop. Scaling the depths of the mind, we have the Unholy Mountain print. Also available in shirt form. Wait, what are these prints? Deviation perspective? Are you telling me you haven't read the 1.25 short story, Deviation Perspective, that you get it as a PDF when you buy the 1.25 soundtrack on Bandcamp? Yes, that is totally a thing, and it is awesome. Just go to andrewallenton.bandcamp.com. There's also preview tracks for some songs coming in IV. But if you want that more authentic sound, then do I have a treat for you.